A lightning trail followed his blade as the kill counter exploded. 43, 73, 103, 180, 240, and finally 330. Josi rested the sword on his shoulder. That should do it. The others were speechless. Over 300 kills in one single move? Right then, the alarm blared outside. Time was officially up. The screen flashed the results. First place, Jason, 330. The crowd went absolutely wild as the three of them stepped out of the machine. Suzuki sprinted over to Thosi, eyes wide. Is it true? Did he really take down over 300 monsters before the buzzer? Thosi was shaking. We honestly don't know what happened. Chu Josi just told us to keep our eyes shut. The captain described seeing blinding lights and feeling the ground shake before Josi wiped the entire map with one move. Thosi confirmed they didn't do anything wrong. Suzuki stared at Chu Josi with brand new eyes. He realized the entire victory was single-handedly carried by that one kid, a hidden genius with insane power, a total monster who could reshape the entire hero community. He knew he had to keep hold of this talent once the tournament wrapped up. The stands erupted like a disturbed beehive. People were already whispering that those results had to be fake or rigged. It's that Chu Josi kid again. They must have hacked the data. If they're cheating this openly, they're bound to get caught. Yukata approached the principal, identifying his group as external judges. He claimed the results looked suspicious and demanded to see the data. The principal just shrugged. We were shocked too, but go ahead and check. I promise you won't find anything shady here. Up in the stands, Ryle crossed his arms with a smirk. The judges are investigating now. This is getting interesting. It's definitely fraud. Nobody's that strong. Nearby students looked worried, thinking a cheating scandal would be a total disaster for the school. Mina poked at Karina, asking if her brother was a cheater. Karina snapped back, insisting he'd never do something like that. Down on the field, Suzuki walked over to Yukata and asked him what the verdict was. Yukata sighed. The data spiked like crazy at the end, but there's zero sign of outside interference. It looks legit. Relieved, the principal declared Chu Josi clean and praised their fair play. But another skeptic stood up to loudly protest the decision. I've never heard of a three-man squad pulling those numbers. Just then, Chu Josi and his teammates walked right up to them. He made a simple proposal. If we don't take first place in every remaining match, you can call us cheaters. But if we keep winning, you won't have any reason to doubt us. The principal panicked, telling Chu Josi to chill out, since winning every match was basically impossible. But Josi just cut him off. Don't worry about it, teach. Bonford smirked, looking way too cocky. From here on, it is all individual events, so let us see you walk the talk. Beside him, Vin squeezed his fists tight. I figured the finals would be a showdown between us, but you actually got passed up. I honestly live for crushing arrogant punks like that. Yukta spoke up. If you are going to talk that big, then just do it. Nobody is forcing your hand. If you do not take first place in every single match from here on, we are calling it cheating. Chu Josi raised his hand. Fine, I accept. They hit the first individual event, the long jump, and Bonnie went first. He nailed a clean landing. The system flashed. Bonif, Hero Class Kalu, Level 4, Combat 620. Chu Josi stepped up, activating his ultimate physique system to supercharge his legs for a massive explosive burst. With just a light hop, he cleared the jump, leaving even Bonnie 4 standing there completely stunned. The system called it, First Place Long Jump goes to Seisenhai's Chu Josi. Next up, the sprint. Right at the start, Chu Josi dusted Bon Force and Vin. The screen updated again. Sprint first place, Seisenhai, Chu Josi Tsukisilo. For the discus throw, Chu Josi triggered the system again, buffing his arms for insane power. He put everything he had into that throw. The disc went screaming through the air. System alert. Discuss first place, Seisenhai, Chuosiyuki. The judges were floored. Did he just break the record? On the stands, Karina cheered while Mina and Vivian looked miserable. Mina muttered, Is Karina's guy really this cracked? Vivian added, If he sweeps everything, he is setting a massive record. Sally and Siryu were losing it too. Siryu stammered, What is wrong with G? G blurted out, He is a literal beast. Meanwhile, a shadow watched from the hallway. It was Billy, pale with rage and eyes full of hate. He figured, cheater or not, he could not let this streak continue. What the hell is Bon 4 doing? Billy texted, breathing down his neck. On the field, Bonf and Vince were drenched in sweat and gasping. Bonf hissed a curse. Where did Seisen find this freak? Even Vince had to admit the guy was untouchable. Bonnie 4 checked his phone and saw Billy's text. He thought to himself, I know Billy, I want to take him down, but I am tapped out. Vince said, It is the final round. I am going to do something. Just watch. All that training is about to pay off. I want a fair fight with Suki C. Bonnie. For suddenly remembered the P2P mind invasion device from Billy's dad, it was down to 10% power. If he did not use it now, he would never win, even by cheating. The speakers blared. Next up, the final rope lift challenge. It was the crowd favorite finale. The system explained. Players use ropes and willpower to pull a female student up to the top. Reach the top, ring the bell, and have the girl grab the name tag to win. The announcer added, 3 students per school, get ready. A man in a suit told Chu Josi that the principal expects him to stay in first place. Chu Josi scratched his head. He didn't have a partner, and Karina's leg was messed up. His teacher said he would find someone and announce it. Chu Josi from Saisen is set for the rope lift, but he needs a partner. Any volunteers want to come down to the field? Girls in the stands started whispering. They wanted to help but were hesitant. One said he was a total stud, but she hated the spotlight. Karina raised her hand to volunteer, but her friend stopped her, reminding her about her bad leg. Vi munched on candy, saying anyone would do. Mina suddenly spoke up. I have an idea. She smirked wickedly, thinking she would join just to sabotage him. If he failed, it would be on him. Vi gasped. You are actually going? Mina headed down, thinking she could not rely on Vi forever. Her friend couldn't stop her, so she just told her to be careful. On the field, Chu Josi was warming up when the teacher brought the volunteer. Meet your partner. Chu turned and said, Hey, I am Chu Josi. He was stunned to see who it was. Mina smiled and offered to help. The teacher left them to talk strategy before the match started. Chu Josi stared at Mina. What are you doing here? I know you are up to no good. Mina flipped her hair, saying nobody else would do it, so he should check his attitude. The speakers announced the rope lift was about to start. Everyone got into position. Mina climbed onto the lift and told him it was her first time, so he better pull her to the top. Chu Josi ignored her, staying focused. Mina fumed at the disrespect, thinking, just you wait. Vince flexed for his teammate, promising to get them to the top. His partner cheered. Bonnie Four's teammate promised to give it their all. Bonnie, gritted his teeth, determined not to let Chu Josi win. The announcer called for positions as the assistants double-checked the gear. Each player had an assistant on standby for emergencies or if someone completely gassed out. Everything was ready. The announcer shouted for them to pull. The signal went off and everyone started hauling with everything they had. Chu Josi gripped the rope, finding it easy thanks to his system, but he paced himself so he didn't look too suspicious. The crowd went wild. Fans cheered for Koro. Bonnie's eyes went red. He didn't need first place, he just needed to crush Tsukisilo. With that device active, nobody could handle the massive migraine it caused. He let go with one hand and reached into his pocket, imagining victory. The cheering was deafening as they reached the halfway point. Keep going! On the field, 2 contestants were already starting to fade fast. Sweat is flying everywhere. These guys are gassed. Vin just laughs at their pathetic struggle and gives one massive yank, hoisting his teammate high in the air. The girl cheers, yelling they're in the lead. That's when Chu Josi finally decides to kick it into high gear. He fires up the system, boosting his arms while keeping a steady pace. The plan is to build momentum and then go full beast mode at the peak. Mina stands in the lift, glaring down with pure hate, her hands white-knuckling the railing. Her face is stone cold, no expression. This is so trash. There's no way she's letting herself be the one who quits. Suddenly, she turns around and starts freaking out, screaming her head off. Chu Josi tightens the rope, wondering if he needs to add more power. While she's up there losing it and thrashing around, Chu Josi feels the rope vibrating like crazy from down below. He keeps his cool, gripping the rope even tighter. It's obvious this girl has zero intention of actually helping him out. Seeing Mina acting like a total maniac, Leanne the assistant yells, Hey, stop moving, it's dangerous. Meanwhile, Mina's boyfriend, B, shows up in the stands. Watching the chaos, he sports a shady grin, thinking his girl is actually pretty savage for pulling this off. No matter how sketch it gets, he can't let Chu Josi win. Mina cuối cùng cũng dừng lại, bám vào lan can nhìn xuống và thầm nghĩ đúng là đáng đời anh. But then she freezes. Seeing Chu Josi standing there perfectly calm sends a cold, terrifying shiver right down her spine. Chu Josi shoots her a look that's basically a final warning. An icy vibe spreads as he snaps, asking if she's done being a total brat. Looking into those eyes, Mina's legs start shaking. Pure fear washes over her because she knows he's a real threat. The intercom blares that the match is almost over, calling on every student to give it their all for the school's pride and honor. Hearing the words "the end," Bonnie Ford flashes a wicked smirk. The moment he's been waiting for is finally about to go down. Watching Chu Josi's back, he snickers. If this guy loses even one match, everyone will call him a total fraud. What a cocky idiot. He thinks back to before the match when he secretly tagged Chu Josi as his main target. All he has to do is hit one button to see that smug look turn into pure agony and stop him from ever taking first place. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out the activation chip, and slams the start button immediately. Just a heads up, the B2P system is a high-level mind invasion device. When it fires, it sends a neural shockwave that leaves the target with a massive, soul-crushing headache. It is dangerous gear, completely banned on the black market. The moment he clicks the button, an invisible wave ripples across the whole arena. Every single student in the area feels the impact instantly as the signal hits their brains. Headaches slam into everyone, leaving them clutching their skulls in pure, agonizing pain. Even Blyford gets hit. With bloodshot eyes, he realizes the device Billy's dad gave him is totally glitching out. Chu Josi looks around, confused by the sudden chaos. Then the pain hits him too. He realizes he's not safe from the blast either. His system screams a warning, detects a neural shock, and flips on his brain's defense mode instantly. Meanwhile, most of the other students are just blacking out from the shockwaves. With no one holding the ropes, the platforms start free-falling. It is absolute pandemonium. The crowd is losing it. They're watching people drop like flies while the girls are inches from a total disaster. The principal sees the mess and calls for backup, but they're way too far away to help in time, making rescue nearly impossible. One girl is screaming, falling toward the ground in total despair. Suddenly, a hand reaches out and grips the rope tight. Mina's eyes snap open. She's shocked the fall stopped and bolts to the railing to see who saved her. Who did that? She wonders. Then she sees him. It's Chu Josi holding the line. Down below, his eyes burn with grit. He can't let these girls die. He commands the system to activate his ultimate physique right now, no questions asked. It boosts his leg power, and the system executes the order in a heartbeat. The girls are still free-falling in a total death trap. Chu Josi doesn't hesitate. He sprints around the arena, snatching up every single loose rope that's dangling without a holder, determined not to let a single soul hit the floor. Someone in the crowd sees him and screams out Chu Yosi's name in total shock. He single-handedly halted every single platform before they hit the ground. After a frantic lap, he gathers all the ropes into one massive bundle. His only thought? Don't let a single person fall. Even with that insane weight crushing his body, he channels every ounce of power into his arms. The system confirms his ultimate status, but the pressure on his legs is way beyond human limits. The girls cheer for him, begging him to hold on. Mina's jaw drops as she watches the impossible. Chu Josi is holding up every single lift by himself without breaking. The fans are stunned, realizing how many tons he's actually pulling, and they start chanting for him. Chu Josi goes all in, teeth gritting hard as he strains against the weight. He kept pushing despite the crushing weight. Even his gloves started shredding from the insane tension. Suzuki witnessed the madness and screamed for Chu Josi. He knew this kid was a future legend and needed him on his squad immediately. The principal and the crew finally showed up, frantically calling for backup to help Chu out. Once help arrived, Chu finally loosened his grip. Everyone held the platforms up while hyping up his crazy effort. The team grabbed the lines to steady the situation. Chu Josi refused to let go, claiming he would finish the job himself. The crew asked if he needed a break after that insane stunt he just pulled. Chu snapped back that it was not over yet. He was dead set on taking first place in every event. Mina watched him from above, realizing he was still pushing even though he was clearly running on empty. Her face flushed red. She could not help but respect his insane drive and absolute refusal to quit. Chu Josi forced himself up, body trembling and arms feeling like lead. He was not letting go of that #1 spot. System warnings flashed, muscle endurance was at 0. The crowd held their breath, screaming their hearts out for the kid. Karina folded her hands, praying he would make it. The whole stadium erupted, chanting for Chu to take the crown. Chu heard every single cheer. He caught his second wind and started hauling on that rope once more. The finish was right there. Someone yelled that if the girl just pulled the school sign down, it was over. Seeing that, Bai lost it, screaming at Mina not to drop the sign or they would lose everything. Mina stood there frozen, totally unsure what to do. From up high, she spotted Chu putting every ounce of strength into holding that massive rope. Mina made her move, spun around, and yanked the bell rope. Bill screamed in pure agony from the stands, seeing her choice. Chu Josi watched from below, seeing the whole thing play out, and cracked a small, relieved smile. The banner finally dropped, signaling the win. The words "Sei Shin Hai" were loud and clear. The entire stadium absolutely lost its mind. Roars echoed through the air as Seishin and Chu Josi grabbed that #1 trophy. The speakers blasted across the field, officially announcing the new champions Chu Josi and the Sa Shin squad. Raleigh and Siryu stared in shock, whispering about first place. Even Vivian was impressed, calling it straight up unbelievable. Karina's eyes welled up with happy tears. Her big brother actually pulled it off. Inside the guild monitoring rooms, the hype was explosive. A talent like this was rare. They were not about to let another team snatch him up. I need everything on Chu Josi right now. Do whatever it takes to get him on our roster. Over at the Blue Snake Guild, Miss Y whispered to the boss that Suzuki was making way too much noise lately. The chaos earlier was caused by that item the young master handed out. The boss frowned. The young master did what? He rubbed his temples, looking stressed out. Dealing with a literal genius was the last thing he wanted on his plate. He stood up, grabbing his coat. Let's move. Chu Josi is way beyond our level right now. I need to speak with your young master. Down at the arena, a suit walked up to congratulate the school on their new champion. The principal beamed, thanking him. He was incredibly proud their future star scholarship had produced such a massive winner. Suddenly, a guy rushed over. Principal, President Suzuki, we have got an urgent situation. The principal asked what was going on. The guy who just arrived was from the EOCO. He reported finding a PE2P device on a contestant. That thing probably caused the entire disaster. It is on the extreme danger list. How do we handle this? Suzuki froze. You are telling me it was a banned item? The principal turned pale, asking if it was his student. The official said it was Bonnie Force, Kazu's top ace. We thought it was a fluke, but Bon is in custody. Mr. President, are you taking over this investigation? Suzuki's voice went cold. I did not expect that from their school. Let the staff dig deeper. I will call them myself. The principal breathed a sigh of relief. Thank God it was not his kid, or the whole win might have been voided. Chu Josi walked up, still dripping sweat, and asked what was up. Suzuki smiled. You are just in time, kid. The principal gripped his hand, calling him the pride of Seisen. He promised the school would have his back from now on. Anything you need, just ask. For starters, tuition for you and your sister is officially on the house. Chu Josi gently pulled his hand back, saying he did not need special treatment. That is when Suzuki cut in. On behalf of the heroes, I am officially inviting you to the elite squad. No middle schooler has ever made it, but you are ready. Think it over. Besides that future star title, you're getting a luxury apartment in Hero Mansion number 1, prime real estate, kid. Chu Josi and the principal just stood there, totally stunned. You're serious about the mansion? The principal's face went stone cold as he realized the chairman was dead set on recruiting this absolute prodigy, no matter the price. In the stands, a girl quietly heads up the stairs when a rough hand suddenly yanks her collar back. A furious voice barks at her to come here, and she groans in pain. Ouch! You! Billy drags her by her shirt, demanding why she took her name tag off and threw the fight to Chu Josi. He slams her against the wall, screaming if she's forgotten the humiliation. She promised to help him take Chu Josi down for good. Mina's trembling, her back soaked in sweat. He saved my life, she stammers. Without him, I'd be dead, along with everyone else out there. He doesn't give a damn. So what? He yells. That jerk hogged all the spotlight and attention. He's just a total waste of space. Mina stays quiet, looking at Billy with nothing but pure disappointment in her eyes. She shoves his hand away. Billy, we're done, she says firmly. Don't ever come near me again. His face turns bright red with rage. Veins pop out on his neck as he loses it, raising a hand and screaming right in her face. Mina flinches but stays brave. Go ahead, hit me, she says. But if you do, I'm gone for good. Never look for me again. Just then, a hand in a black sleeve locks onto his wrist like a vice. It's Chu Josi. He looks at Billy. Oh, it's just you. Billy pales. Let go, Chu Josi. What are you doing? Mina's face turns red as she gasps out his name in shock. Chu Josi's eyes turn ice cold. I wasn't going to get involved, he says, but if you're behind this, I can't look away. With one move, he slams Billy onto the floor, effortless as flicking a pebble out of the way. He sits down slowly, eyes freezing. Do you have any idea how many people would be dead right now if I hadn't stepped in? This isn't some petty schoolyard drama anymore. People's lives were on the line. Billy breaks into a cold sweat, stuttering that he's a blue snake elite. If you don't let go, I'll end you. Chu Josi shuts him up with a solid punch. Guess you really are beyond saving, he mutters. Billy goes flying, blood staining his shirt. Mina watches the whole thing, her heart racing as she stands there frozen. He scrambles up, terrified. You hit me? He screams. I'll make you regret this. I'll make you pay double. Then he bolts. Whatever, Chu Josi sighs. Just then, Vivian rushes over to check on Mina. Billy's losing his mind looking for you, she warns. Is everything okay? She stops dead when she sees him. Chu Josi? What on earth are you doing here? He gives her a cold look. Don't expect a thank you for losing on purpose. We still haven't settled the score for you bullying my sister. Vivian panics and pretends she didn't hear, quickly calling out to Mina. As he turns to leave, she shouts his name again. He glances back, asking what else she wants. Before Vivian can react, Mina suddenly drops to her knees and begs for forgiveness for everything she did to his sister. She's dead serious. Vivian just stands there, totally baffled by what Mina's doing. Mina bows her head low, swearing she'll never bully anyone again and begging for a second chance. Vivian follows her lead and bows down too. I'm sorry, Vivian whispers. Please, just let it go. Chu Josi answers slowly. Sorry doesn't erase what you did to Karina. Just because you apologize doesn't mean she or I have to forgive you. His face is a total mask. If I hurt you and then said sorry, would the wounds just vanish? The three of them stand in dead silence. Neither girl has any idea what to say. Finally, he says he's heard the apology. You two can get up now, he adds, turning away. In the locker room, he changes his shirt. I'll head home to Karina soon, he thinks. Can't wait to see that prize money and the new mansion tomorrow. Suddenly, someone starts pounding on the locker room door like they're trying to break it down. The door flies open, revealing Billy's whole crew. You want to start something? Chu Josi asks calmly. I'm gonna, but before he finishes, the whole group drops to their knees, begging for forgiveness for everything they've done. This is getting annoying, he thinks. Why is everyone kneeling today? Outside the school gates, a massive crowd is cheering his name. One guy shouts that he was incredible, while another screams that the final match was legendary. I almost fell for you, someone yells from the back of the crowd. Chu Josi just wants some peace, but Sirius is hyped. That jump was insane, he yells. Even Bonif turned white as a sheet. Karina watches the crowd swarm her brother. You're actually famous, she smiles. Her friends all rush over to say hello to him. Mina and Vivian run up, looking panicked. Get out of here, Mina screams. Billy's bringing his whole gang back. Before she can finish, a rough hand grabs her collar and tosses her aside. A brutal voice barks out. Move it! Vivian screams for Mina. Billy arrives with a massive pack of thugs, his eyes burning with pure hatred. He snarls that he's not to be messed with. Even without my old man, I've still got plenty of backup to finish you. Broke loser acting like a big shot. Today, I am gonna school you. Lola shivered, stuttering in fear. That is Billy, the Blue Snake Gang rich kid, right? You seriously picked a fight with him? He is no pushover, man. Even though G was shaking, he stayed loyal. I respect you, man, so I am staying. If they want smoke, let us give it to them. Chu Josi stayed stone cold and replied, Nah, do not get mixed up in this. Just make sure you protect my sister for me. He cracked his neck and added, No more hiding after today. It is finally time to go public with my hero status. His eyes glowed purple as his aura exploded. Chu Josi glared at Billy. I am about to show you that we are in different leagues. Suddenly, battle armor materialized around him. His stats popped up. Level 12 warrior, fully equipped with blacked out stealth gear, fox beast set and a massive blood axe. Skills. Copied chain, lightning strike, and thunder ambush. His combat power was absolutely insane. 16,000! Billy Goons panicked instantly, and Billy was shaking too, but he tried to play it cool. Do not run. Double pay for everyone. We outnumber him, one thug whispered. Is he really a hero? Across from them, Chu Josi stomped hard, shattering the ground under pure pressure. He looked up coldly and said, Let us get started. Some big guy did not even have time to blink before he was dropped instantly by a lightning-fast punch. Chu Josi tore through them like they were not even there. He was a ghost, taking down anyone who stood in his path. Billy panicked like a lost lamb, screaming at his crew, Do not just stand there! Everyone, attack him at once! Yisao found some guts and charged in, yelling, Do not you dare look down on us, you little punk. Chu Josi did not even bother looking back. He just checked his armor display as his ultimate physique mode was fully activated. Yisao swung an iron pipe down with a face full of rage. His eyes locked dead on Chu Josi. Seeing the hit land, he cheered out loud, yelling, I actually did it. But a second later, he froze as that iron pipe was twisted into scrap metal right in his hands. He was speechless. Chu Josi, cold voice, whispered in his ear like a final judgment. He clenched his fist tight and slammed a punch into Yisao, saying slowly, You are just too weak. The fifth punch carried unstoppable power. With a cold stare, he yelled out, Take this, as he landed the massive blow. Yisao was sent flying like a bullet, slamming hard into Billy. Chu Josi did not slow down, moving like a god of war as he wiped out every thug. Lai cheered in awe. That is incredible. Chu Josi is a total beast. Siru was stunned, saying, With power like that, he could easily lead every gang and every school around here. Karina watched her brother with emotion, thinking he had truly become a completely different person. Her friend asked curiously, Karina, your brother is so cool. What kind of girls does he like? Meanwhile, the fight raged on as Billy Goons were getting absolutely wrecked. Looking around, Chu Josi realized many enemies were left. Half of you are still standing? Fine then. I will end this with just one blow. He raised his iron bar toward the sky. Thick purple lightning surged around him, making all the thugs break into a nervous cold sweat. In another spot, two figures stood on a rooftop, silently watching the entire conflict play out down below. One of them remarked, It is incredible. His precision and power are way beyond what is considered normal. Chu Josi power is in a different league. The leader of the Glory Guild, one of the big three, finally smiled and said, "It is rare for an S-rank hero like me to be this impressed." The president of the Dragon Fury, the Dragon Guardian, and another S-rank hero leaned on his cane and gave his thoughts. "He might be the best D-rank hero I have ever seen. We absolutely have to recruit him for our guild." The other guy snorted and replied, "Dream on. Dragon Fury is not letting any talent slip away this time." During his awakening test, the other added, "There was some weird data that caused a temporary blackout in the whole area. I suspect he was the cause. He is an incredibly promising talent," the old man slowly concluded. He already made a huge name for himself this year by winning the Future Star title and stopping a serious disaster. Not many people can pull that off. The Supernova tournament is coming up soon, and Chu Josi is definitely the top target for every major power out there. This year, tournament is expected to be even more brutal because rankings directly decide the amount of resources for next year. Even the Hero Alliance is bringing out their top rookies. It looks like they do not want to share with anyone. In other words, every guild qualified to enter is aggressively hunting for fresh new faces with serious potential. The old man smiled and said, "Chu Josi power has been fully revealed, so our goal for today is complete." As he spoke, the shadow vanished, leaving nothing but a faint trail of blue smoke in the air. Watching him leave, Sanda crossed his arms and remarked, "That old man is deep and totally unpredictable. I absolutely have to meet Chu Josi in private." After saying that, massive dragon wings sprouted from his back, and he took off into the sky. Below, massive columns of energy appeared. Chu Josi yelled, "Chain lightning strike! Everyone, get your heads down now!" Billy Goons were totally swept away by the attack. They were completely defenseless, only able to scream out in pain. Outside, Billy June is straight up shaking on the dirt, thinking, "Is this really the massive gap between a zero and a hero?" Chu Josi strolls over, staring down this former tough guy who is now too terrified to even breathe a single word. He flicks his wrist, sending that iron bar whistling forward. The dude's face goes ghost white, totally losing it. He just stares as the metal flies past. The insane force hammers the bar deep into the dirt. He gulps. If that thing was an inch closer, he would be total history. Chu Josi snaps, "Beat it. Don't let me see your face again." The guy just stammers out a weak, "Yes, sir," while trembling. Mina watches Billy bolt, then rushes over to ask Chu Josi if he is all right or if he caught any scratches. He thanks her for the heads up. She blushes, acting all shy. Suddenly, Rayleigh and Siryu roll up with a crowd, shouting for Josi to start a crew with them. "We will be unstoppable. Let me be the lieutenant." Man, Chu Josi is seriously on a whole different level right now. He sighs, "A gang? Forget that. Just go home, guys." As the sun dips below the horizon, it is just him and Karina. She is beaming, saying he has gotten way stronger lately. Even his classmates are jealous. He gently explains that power is a double-edged sword. It draws a lot of attention, and trust me, not everyone is looking at you with good intentions. He remembers and tells her, "Since I won, the Hero School chairman gave us 10 million yen in a new house." Karina gasps, "Wait, 10 million yen in a whole house? For real, brother?" He nods. "I am not kidding. The chairman himself handed it over to us. If the place has an elevator, you won't have to struggle with stairs anymore." Karina looks at him, totally happy. "You are always looking out for me, big brother." "Thanks so much." Chu Josi just gives her a gentle smile, looking at his sister without saying a single word. He flicks her forehead, saying, "You are my sister. Taking care of you is just what I do, no thanks needed." Suddenly, a voice calls for Suzuki. He looks at Josi and asks, "Got a minute? I want to talk to you about the upcoming Supernova tournament." Back at the house, Josi pours some tea for Chairman Suzuki. He takes the cup and thanks him, then asks, "Have you and your sister lived here for a long time?" He explains that since their parents passed, they have been leaning on each other here. But those stairs? They are a nightmare for her legs. "Does that villa you mentioned actually have an elevator?" Suzuki replies, "Absolutely. I am here to set the move-in date. Why not tomorrow? Actually, you could move tonight. It is already fully loaded with everything you need." Josi hesitates. "I appreciate it, but can we wait until we are better prepared?" Suzuki goes quiet, then looks at Karina and asks, "What exactly happened to your sister's legs?" He answers that the darkness injured her a long time ago. His parents were actually killed in that same tragic event. Her legs were trashed. 98% of her nerve cells were destroyed. Back then, the doctor said she would never be able to walk again. But Karina is a fighter. She still lives life to the absolute fullest. Suzuki's voice drops. "I am so sorry. The darkness has brought way too much pain to families. But I heard the rebirth pill is being auctioned next month. If we can actually snag that, there is a real chance her legs could finally heal." Josi bolts upright, eyes wide in total shock. "Wait, the rebirth pill? Are you for real?" Suzuki confirms that is the intel he has managed to dig up lately. "But you have got to meet two major conditions to even enter that auction." See, the rebirth pill is this legendary golden liquid that can restore lost body functions. It only drops when elite heroes take down special shadow monsters in A-rank dungeons. That is why it is incredibly rare and worth a massive, insane fortune. Suzuki rubs his chin, thinking hard for a moment, then speaks up. First, you need to hit C-rank status. He immediately pushes. Okay, and what is the second thing? Tell me now. Suzuki's face suddenly turns serious. He slowly drops the bomb. You also need at least 1 billion yen in cold, hard cash. Josi just stands there, totally frozen in shock. He stammers, "Oh, 1 billion? Are you serious?" It is true. Every high-end auction has super strict rules about your hero rank and overall power level. You can grab that C-rank title if you finish in the top 3 of the Supernova tournament and apply for a promotion right after. But regarding the money? Even as the chairman of the hero school, I cannot just hand over a massive amount of cash like that. That number is way beyond the usual prize money of 10 million yen. Staring at the suitcase of cash, he thinks that money is not everything, but it is definitely essential. How on earth is he supposed to make 1 billion yen in just 1 month? Suddenly, he flashes back to a conversation he had with Sakura a while ago. This medicine works, but the taste is total trash. We should put it in capsules. Sakura looks confused. What is a capsule? Josi thinks to himself for a second. Right. This world uses convenient capsules, but the juice from the other world is way more powerful. If I can actually recreate those powerful other-world remedies here, I will definitely be able to rake in 1 billion yen in just 30 days. Seeing him zone out, Suzuki asks worriedly, Josi, you okay? He snaps out of it. Yeah, I am fine. So if I land in the top 3 at the Supernova tournament, I can apply for that C-rank title, right? The man nods. The Supernova tournament is a massive deal for new C and D rank heroes, and it draws tons of attention from everyone. All the big guilds and alliances are sending their best rookies. Dominating here means major clout when it's time to split up those dungeon resources. You get how high the stakes are, right? Suzuki put a hand on his shoulder, looking dead serious. I get it, put me in. I am heading out right now. Suzuki was totally floored. Wait, you're making a move that fast? Are you really deciding this just like that? This isn't some high school game. The danger level is off the charts. Ignoring the warning, he stayed firm. No matter how dangerous it gets, I'm ready. Where do I sign up? He dragged her along while she blinked in shock. Keeping her cool, she said, at the Hero Alliance headquarters, I'll call a car. Hey, just take it easy. Karina looked up from her homework, totally lost. She had zero clue what kind of drama was even going down right now. She stared at the empty room, totally baffled. Like, what on earth just happened? Everyone just vanished into thin air. Standing outside the Hero Alliance headquarters, Chu Josi's jaw dropped. Man, this place is absolutely massive. By the way, President, why pick me for this job anyway? The guy scratched his head. Look, it is a win-win for both of us. As the president of the Hero Academy, the pressure is on. It's been a whole year and we haven't found a single standout talent yet. The outside guilds are dangling massive paychecks and perks everywhere. Most young heroes today hate our boring rules anyway. They really crave the total freedom those guilds offer instead. Hearing that, he nodded. Got it. That explains everything. I am going to give it my all so I don't let you down. Suddenly, a woman's voice cut in. It was Milo. She told Chu Josi that he actually wasn't eligible for the rookie tournament yet. Wait, hold on, officer, Suzuki asked, stunned. Why? I thought there was still one reserve spot open. What are we missing here, she replied. There is a backup spot, sure, but Chu Josi doesn't have the official track record in our system to pass the review. To enter this tournament, you need a top 3 finish in at least 2 public dungeons. I already ran the search. Aside from that one trial run, Chu Josi had 0 stats, making him totally ineligible. Suzuki clenched his fists, feeling like a complete failure. I totally dropped the ball. The tournament starts in a week, and the competition in the public dungeons is absolutely brutal right now. Hitting top 3 in 2 dungeons in just a few days is basically impossible. Chu Josi spoke up. Chill out, President. Just stay calm. Tell me more about these 2 public dungeons and that top 3 rank you mentioned. Suzuki sighed deeply. It's all on me. Your shot is basically dead. Right now, there are 6 public dungeons total, including 3 rank C ones, 2 rank D, and 1 rank B, which is the absolute hardest. To qualify, you and your entire squad have to hit a top 3 finish in any 2 of these public dungeons. But every rival out there is fighting for a spot, so the competition is going to be absolutely insane. We have less than a week left. Building a powerhouse squad isn't exactly something you can just do overnight. Hearing that, he grinned confidently. No sweat. I'll lock down a top 3 spot in at least 2 public dungeons before the opening bell. Suzuki gasped. Are you for real? She looked totally skeptical, thinking he was just talking big. Like, how could he actually pull that off? So stupid, he muttered, turning to leave. He said calmly, I am heading out to get started right now. Just make sure you save that last spot for me. You'll see who the real idiot is soon enough. Suddenly, a notification flashed. The infinite corridor has been activated. Perfect timing, he thought. I need to hit that other world right now. I'll grab the recipe and grind to level 15 before I even head back. A blinding flash of light erupted, and a spatial vortex sucked him in, dragging him off to some distant, unknown location. In the alternate world of Kevin's cities, Chu Josi had one goal. Once I hit level 15, I'm going to solo every single one of those 6 dungeons. Then, he saw a critical alert. Due to system instability, you cannot stay in this other world for more than 3 days. If you go over this time limit, you will be permanently blocked from returning to your original world. He groaned. Why now of all times? That meant he only had 72 hours. Jumping from level 12 to 15 that fast would be tough, but he could handle it. Sitting on the bed, staring out the window, he let out a heavy sigh. Things were about to get a whole lot harder. The next morning, Tora showed up with a sweet voice. Good morning, Master. He smiled back. Morning. It's been a while. She looked surprised and asked, Wait, has it really been that long? He didn't explain and just kept going. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. Sekula chirped energetically. On it! I'll get us ready to leave immediately. Walking through the bustling streets, Chu Josi noted that the place was just as lively as it always was. Classic Kevin City, he remarked. Sekula nodded and agreed. You've got that right. Lately, Kevin has been hosting a major refining tournament with some insane prizes. It's pulling in tons of young wizards and adventurers looking for rare meds. He blinked. Wait, a refining tournament? The adventurers must be after some top-tier potions. So, what are the actual prizes? Segula answered. I actually checked into that. Since Kevin is running it, the rewards are legendary. Third place walks away with a basic potion recipe. Second place gets an internship, a standard potion recipe, and one of those fancy upgraded potion recipes. Winner becomes Kevin's personal apprentice plus 1 basic and 2 upgraded formulas. For a wizard, those recipes alone are basically a gold mine. Just 1 basic formula can fetch 300 gold coins. Chudoi's jaw drops. Wait, formulas are the actual prize? He's hyped. Man, if I score these, I can easily pull in 1 billion yen back in my own world. Seth nods. It's the real deal. First place lands 1 starter recipe and 2 high-tier upgrades. You interested, boss? A smirk creeps onto his face. Damn right. I'm hitting that tournament and taking the top spot. Sakura looks confused. I thought we were just meeting Kevin. He shrugs. Can't just show up and beg for handouts. That's just weak. I'll win this fair and square. Come on, let's go get signed up. Zai watches them go. Looks like the original plan is on ice since the boss decided to go pro-refiner. At the desk, some girl named Fu Lin pipes up. What's a puny human like you doing here? You really think you're entering my master's contest? Chu Josi plays dumb. Wait, do I know you? She's fuming. I sat right next to you at the wizard exam. You're the reason I lost. He just laughs it off. Relax, I'm joking. I remember now. So, how do I sign up? Fu Lin scoffs at how clueless he is. This isn't like the last exam. Even blue wizards are competing. My senior brother, a total prodigy, is in the mix. If you don't want to get absolutely wrecked, you should probably just walk away now. He ignores her, which makes her see red. Don't you dare ignore me. He's already turning to lead Sula away. Is this the registration desk? Try, let's move. Suddenly, a voice cuts through. Good work, Fu Lin. The guy walks up, finding Chu Josi standing there with a totally chill smile. It's Vincent, a level 15 blue wizard. He snaps. You again? You've got some nerve showing your face here. Fu Lin ducks behind Vincent. Wait, you know my brother? Is he only this arrogant because he's the master's star pupil? Chu Josi shrugs. So he's your brother. Figures. Vincent glares. I told you to clear out, yet here you are, looking for trouble. He turns and yells for his squad. Where are you guys? Shadowy figures pop out instantly. Yeah, Vaughn, what's the plan? Fu Lin starts panicking. Brother, stop. He's weak, but he's not bad. He just wants to compete. Vincent roars. Shut up, Fu Lin. You failed the master at the exam, and now you're siding with this loser? I'll crush you both. Seeing the goons charge, Chu Josi stays cool. Well then, I guess this counts as self-defense. He steps in front of Sakura. Stay back. You don't need to get your hands dirty. Fu Lin's terrified he's going solo. You're really taking them all on by yourself? The battle stats screen flickers to life. Level 12 warrior. Gear includes a camo suit and some rugged prisoner threads. Weapon, blood mist. Skills, flash strike and thunder ambush copy. Combat power is sitting at 16,000. M. Chi Han draws a shiny dagger, looking disgusted. Don't sleep on us. Trying to act tough? You're pathetic. Another guy shoves through from the back. Move! Vincent's enemy is my enemy. Let's show him what happens when you cross us. Jet, the level 18 boar warrior, arrives. The crowd is buzzing. Is he really going to fight? Vincent slaps Jet's back. Nice. This idiot's all yours. Thinking a low-life human could enter this tournament? What a joke. As for that demi-human girl, do whatever you want with her. Chuosi and Sala just stare them down. Chu Josi's eyes turn ice cold. Gel looks at the girls and scoffs. I don't care about the demi-human, but Fu Lin over here? She looks like fun to mess with. Fu Lin explodes. You're disgusting! I'm telling the master exactly what you're doing. Vincent stands his ground, staring her down. Relax. I'll explain it to him myself. She's fuming. He's always bullying her. Lai Len smirks, hoisting a spiked mace. Is that so? Okay then, little girl. After I wreck this human tonight, I'm gonna make sure you belong to me. Chu Josi stands before her like a solid brick wall. Don't be scared, he whispers. His eyes are full of rage. Between the pig face and your psycho brother, nobody's leaving here in one piece. He lunges like a bullet. Jet's eyes go wide. Is this guy seriously charging us alone? Before anyone can react, a massive wave of energy explodes, and a blinding light fills the room. The shockwave from his blade slamming into Giles' spiked mace sent the guy into a cold sweat. Chu Josi locked eyes with him and growled, "Back off." A system notification popped up. Ultimate physique activated, and his arms surged with raw, overwhelming power. Pure energy exploded around him, forcing the thug back step by step. Giles' crew could only watch in total shock. "No way!" the assistant gasped, completely stunned. Beside her, Kala whispered, "The master's true strength is just off the charts." Vincent was drenched in sweat, stumbling backward. He couldn't believe a mere mortal was making high-level fighters look like amateurs. Who is this guy? On the other side, Get was struggling to hold on, refusing to lose face. He had to flip the script. He let out a roar, his eyes glowing red as he glared at Chu. Thunder cracked through the battlefield. A blinding light erupted, terrifying everyone as he launched a massive, lightning-fueled counterattack. Seeing the opening, Vincent yelled, "Gel, take him down now. I will handle everything else." Get smirked while attacking and replied, "If you say so, boss." Chu Josi stayed stone-faced, taking a few steps back to watch. Suddenly, dark purple energy started oozing from his body like a living thing. It swarmed over G. He realized too late this was that high-level isolation field skill he had only heard rumors about. The walls closed in, and the creepy, dark atmosphere sent a massive chill down G's spine. A bolt of lightning flashed the signal for Chu to go all out. A barrage of electric strikes swarmed G like ghosts, leaving him with zero room to move. Death was everywhere. He panicked, realizing he had no way to block or strike back. Was this really the end of the line for him? Just then, a streak of bright blue fire tore through the air at a crazy blinding speed. That flaming energy slammed hard into the barrier Chu Josi had just built. He froze, watching his barrier shatter. A massive crater smoked on the ground, flames still flickering. Chu wondered how that blue fire could just cancel out his skills like that. It was terrifying. A voice rang out. "The tournament is starting. Stop the drama. Vincent, tell your little assistant to quit making a scene at the gate." They both jumped and turned around. A beastman was standing there, a small blue flame dancing on the tip of his finger. It was Kevin, the genius mage of Earth and Wind, one of the elite 36 red wizards. He snapped, "You are embarrassing the whole craft." Vincent started shaking, barely able to speak. "Master Kevin? What are you doing here?" Kevin cut him off. "Why are you here instead of getting ready?" Seeing a savior, the assistant ran over crying, claiming Vincent was always bullying her. Sakura breathed a sigh of relief. Kevin was finally here. From a distance, Chu Josi wondered if this guy was the one who fired that blue flame. Vincent stammered out an excuse, saying he was just teaching a lesson to a disrespectful mortal and his friend. Kevin looked down his nose at him with cold eyes. "You really think you are qualified to handle my business for me?" Vincent panicked and begged for mercy, swearing he meant no disrespect. Kevin ignored him and turned to the blue thugs. "You two, get lost, now." The crew broke into a cold sweat, apologized, and scrambled away as fast as possible. Kevin looked at the assistant and asked why she was still hanging around after the exams. She stammered, "I am just escorting the mortal mage who beat me to the refining tournament." He glanced at Chu Josi and asked, "The guy who beat you is actually entering this competition?" Chu Josi stayed cool. "Did not expect to run into you here, Kevin. I have a recommendation letter from Chairman Dax. I want to test my skills in the refining tournament." Kevin looked surprised. "A letter from Dax? I see. If you have a letter from Master Dax, I will not treat you like a stranger. Follow me. Vincent, get the materials ready and do not dare embarrass me." Vincent promised to do his best. Chu Josi looked around for Sakura, wondering where she had disappeared to in all the chaos. Kevin added, according to Dax's letter, you are suffering from the darkness and using forbidden pills to cope. You want to refine a special medicine to save your mind and body, right? Chu Josi replied, just call me Chu. My strong build and some luck kept me from being totally consumed. I even ventured into the dark zone all by myself once. Kevin stopped in his tracks, totally shocked. You went in there alone? By yourself? He scratched his head and grinned. I am a warrior, so I had to try. Plus, I needed Dax's help, so I just took the magic exam too. Kevin was floored. You just stumbled in and beat Fulin? How much do you actually know about refining? Who is your teacher? Chu Josi felt a bit awkward. I never had a real teacher or formal training. I just go with my gut feeling. Kevin looked at him, wondering if this mortal was actually a genius who outclassed him. He finally said, I get it. That is pretty impressive. Follow me, Chu. Kevin secretly vowed to see the truth for himself. He could not accept the idea of a genius being better than him. Walking along, Kevin asked, did Chairman Dax send you because I have mastered the laws of earth and wind? The medicine I refine carries that law power. It can completely wipe the darkness out of your system. Chu Josi nodded, trusting the guy. They stopped in front of a massive door pulsing with waves of mysterious magic. Kevin kicks open the door and flexes his personal lab. The place is massive, squeaky, clean, and stacked floor to ceiling with insanely rare medicinal herbs. He brags about his herbal obsession, claiming he knows these plants better than anyone else alive. Chu Josi scans the room and admits this refining setup is top tier. Kevin just shrugs like it is whatever. He smirks at the kid, thinking he is overthinking things since this rookie probably cannot even tell trash from treasure. Kevin snaps. Look, I have never once felt second best at refining anything, especially with the law of earth and wind. Give me some blood to check your status. Chu Josi agrees, letting a few drops fall into the bowl. He turns. A blue wind rises, and his eyes start glowing with power. His scepter floats nearby. Chu Josi wonders if those blue flames and winds are straight from the law itself. A green magic circle appears behind Kevin, sucking in the blue wind like a vortex. Blood hits the floor and splashes. Kevin freezes, realizing the darkness has left a massive mark inside him. Kevin looks at the guy and cannot believe it. Darkness is deep, yet he is totally unfazed. If that creepy aura hit a normal adventurer, their mind would have snapped long ago. Kevin stays silent, so Chu Josi asks if things are looking bad. He glares and says normal medicine is not going to cut it anymore. He has to use the law to purge the darkness. He tells the kid to turn around. Chu Josi thanks him. Kevin opens his palm as blue light condenses into a ball of energy. He reaches out and a magic circle forms around his wrist. He shoves the power into Chu Josi. Burning pain spreads through his body like fire. Kevin frowns. This dark aura is harder to handle than expected. He needs more juice. He warns him the dark energy is being super stubborn. He is going to crank up the power, but it will hurt. Chu Josi says he is ready. Kevin slams the energy into the kid's back. The circle spins, pulling the black smoke out. Chu Josi sweats, knowing he has seen worse. Kevin thinks to himself, without the meds, even he could not handle this. Tell me if you are at your limit, he warns. His body breaks. He activates his ultimate physique to tank the pain. Defense kicks in. Once active, Chu Josi feels a lot better. Kevin is shocked. Some weird power is fighting back against his law. This seriously bugs him. He thinks this guy might be a total pain later and needs watching. He generates a dark blue flame. It is high-level secret magic. This spell leaves a permanent mark. If it explodes, the victim is totally cooked. Flame dies out. He claims the dark energy is gone for good. Kevin asks how he feels. The kid feels totally light and refreshed. He is impressed. Kevin really is a top-tier doctor using the law of earth and wind, especially that 12th law. Now he is curious about the power of number 1. He says he feels great and offers some gold. Kevin says no way. Helping you out is just what I do. He asks if he still wants to join the tournament. Chu Josi is hyped. Since you ranked first, you are qualified. It starts now. Just jump in. He warns there are no favors, not even for his student, Blue Mage Vision. The kid says just being there is enough. Kevin smiles. That is the confidence you get from beating Fulin. He tells him to go show off and leads him to the arena. The arena is packed with thousands of people, all screaming and cheering. In the middle stands a guy in a robe, surrounded by books and vials. Fulin leads Chu Josi outside, making it clear her master put her in charge, so he better follow every single instruction she gives. Registration is all finished. She asks where that lady friend of his went. Did she finally realize he was a loser and bail? He plays it cool, saying Sakola has business and would never ditch him. Fulin turns red, snapping at him for being way too casual. He puts his hands up, grinning like I get it. She keeps walking, warning him that these young mages are super cocky, and this test is going to be way harder than anything he has ever seen before. Even the blue mage seniors she works with are top tier, but hey, this will be a good learning experience for him. Then he asks if she is actually entering the competition herself. She admits she is also Kevin's student and a white mage. Her master demanded she take first place, or she is basically kicked out of the school. Plus, her senior brother is competing too. She does not want people gossiping about Kevin's disciples hogging every single top spot on the leaderboard. He apologizes for speaking out of turn, but she shrugs it off. A loser is a loser, she says, though she admits he is actually interesting. Chu Josi just stares at her with a tiny smirk. The arena is ready now, featuring 5 massive stone pillars and 5 testing tables for the event. 3 contestants are already in position. Fulin taps the refinement platform and tells him she set up all these specialized tools just for him. Keep the gear clean and don't break anything, she warns. He nods, promising to be super careful with it. This is the qualifier where half these guys get cut immediately. She thinks he is weak, but since he is using her gear, he better not embarrass her. He promises he will give it everything. The crowd is whispering about a human entering this high-class event. They think he is either a tourist or cheated his way into the registration list. Chu Josi glares at the crowd, but Fulin tells him to ignore the haters. Seeing a human here is just plain weird to them. She pulls his collar down, whispering that most of the heavy hitters are blue mages. Watching how they work will definitely help him stay alive. Chu Josi just smiles, says he understands, and thanks her for the heads up. The crowd roars as the announcer signals the start of the tournament. Everyone is getting ready for the first round, the herb test. A couple of guys holding test tubes are gossiping while waiting to see if they can even handle the basics of brewing potions. Nearby, a level 17 Beastman Blue Mage is staring at the vials, wondering if anyone here is actually dumb enough to mess up picking ingredients. He squints, thinking this is more than just a grocery run. It is a real test of a mage's ability to spot the core essence of the materials. He scans the competition and realizes only a few other blue mages are even worth his time or energy today. He thinks of Vincent, Kevin's genius student, who is a pro at refining and probably knows a bunch of top-secret high-level techniques. He gives the other white mages a look of pure, unadulterated disgust. None of them are in his league. Suddenly, someone slams into his back with enough force to knock the wind out of him. The guy apologizes fast, but Ross yells at him, asking how he managed to hit someone in such a massive open arena. Chu Josi is all awkward, saying he was just looking for his spot and totally spaced out for a second there. The big screen displays a level 12 warrior in black camo armor, rocking a custom weapon and lightning skills with 16,000 combat power total. Low crosses his arms, looking down his nose. He asks if this is the human everyone is talking about, mocking his interesting warrior gear. Vincent jumps in, saying the guy only got in because he knows the master. He should be out hunting monsters instead of trying to chase clout here. Ross stares at Vincent, his eyes going wide with total shock. He sneers that the guy is just here on a favor, while Vincent adds that brewing potions takes real brain power, not just big dumb muscles. Chu Josi goes cold, saying if they weren't in a public arena, he would show them his real skills. Vincent just points and yells at him. G warns that a bad attitude will get him disqualified, but Chu Josi just walks away, clenching his fists and feeling pretty damn confident. They should be grateful the rules are protecting them right now. The speakers kick on, and Venti smiles as she announces the herb test is starting and explains the rules. She holds up a fancy gold-trimmed board, explaining that she is about to announce the name of the potion. Candidates have to find all the ingredients before the clock runs out. If you miss one, you are out. Points are based on the quality of the herbs. 2 rows of beautiful girls walk out, each of them carrying baskets filled with all sorts of magical herbs. The crowd is buzzing, saying any test designed by Kevin is going to be intense. You need speed and insane accuracy to win. Everyone is wondering who will take the lead. Fulin leans against the wall, arms crossed, wondering if that weak guy is actually going to be okay. He was impressive before, sure, but going up against veteran blue mages is a whole different level of difficult. Conte turns to chat, calling Kevin a young genius. He says this tournament is great because his student D is finally getting some real-world experience. Kevin says it is all about giving young mages a chance to shine. The master strokes his chin, asking Kevin who he is watching, since Vincent is the top dog. Conte, a level 33 Red Beast mage, sips his wine. He says Vincent is talented, but he wants to see how he actually performs under pressure. He is definitely a promising new face in the ranks of the blue mages. A profile pops up. Kevin, a level 36 genius mage, dual-wielding earth and wind magic. Coat says thanks, then asks about the human contestant. Never seen one before. Kevin knows he means Chu Josi, the boss's favorite. His eyes light up with interest. Some raw warrior kid with 0 mage training crushed my top student for the title? He asks, sounding super skeptical now. No training and he takes first place? Did the boss lose it? Coat rubs his chin, looking pretty hyped. If that's true, I'm watching this kid. Down on the arena floor, Chu Josi stands tall in the contestant area. He eyes the herb baskets. Are these for the actual big test? Half these guys are getting cut. Baskets are scarce, so it's going to be a total brawl. Chuosi imagines the chaos. Every potion needs a specific mix. You gotta choose right. Rush it or take forever. You're done either way. Mess up and you're out. He grins. This is getting fun. Way harder than the last exam. It's all about speed now. Time for God's Eye. Venti announces the first potion they gotta brew. She reveals the goal. A basic cooling potion. Everyone charges like a hurricane. Chu Josi can't believe how fast they are. Pros already have these basic recipes memorized. He activates his skill. God's Eye begins the analysis. Recipe, firegrass, heartwood, and some withered vine. That is it. Chu Josi dives into the mosh pit. 3 items. Still a chance. It's a total zoo. He's way too late. Vin grabs his stuff easily. Vin talks smack, saying he could do this asleep. Dee's yelling for space. He sees the glowing herbs and realizes these mages are the real deal. He clenches his fist, determined. No way he's failing here. Time to show some warrior strength. Chu Josi launches a thunder ambush right at a front row mage's stash. The guy's stunned, probably just a bluff from a loser. Code is shocked. Is that really a warrior move? Kevin's annoyed. What is this kid doing? The sky turns pitch black. Suddenly, Chu Josi is there like a ghost. The guy jumps out of his skin. What the hell, man? He's shaking. Chu Josi cancels the attack. System confirms. Skill deactivated. He's pale as a sheet. That's enough scaring for now. He grabs the herb. Firegrass. Score. System pings. God's Eye found the best firegrass. Chu Josi pats the guy's shoulder and gives a genuine thanks. That was bold. Using a warrior move then canceling? I like him. Kevin is speechless. He didn't just get the herb, he got the best one. Pure skill or just dumb luck? He grabs the heartwood. Everyone else is totally sweating near him. He snags the withered vine. Venti winks. Time's up, folks. Judges, move in. Check the accuracy and quality of these. Reminder, you needed firegrass, heartwood, and withered vine. Meanwhile, the expert judges start flooding onto the arena floor. A judge walks past a desk and coldly snaps that picking the wrong ingredients means an automatic disqualification. The other judges just keep moving down the line, repeating the same harsh verdict for every failure. A crushed student slams the table, helpless over his own stupid mistake. At the next table, the judge confirms the right gear and starts the quality grading process. Venti shouts 84 out of 100 total elite quality. Ras just stands there with his arms crossed, looking smug as hell like he already won the whole thing. Like the result was obvious. Kevin says he is definitely Conte's kid because his speed and accuracy are honestly insane. Conte just shrugs and says it was only okay, honestly. Down below, Venti reveals another score, 94. That is top tier, absolute peak quality. Vincent stares at the sky. Sure, nobody is ever beating his rank for the top spot. This time Conte is actually wide-eyed, finally admitting the dude is a straight-up genius disciple. Vincent grins, knowing he is practically guaranteed that first-place spot for the opening round. Fulin grinds her teeth, telling that weak human to try and keep up. Judges hit Chu Yosi's desk as Venti gets ready to drop the hammer on his score. Muchihan quietly watches, wondering if this guy is actually a human wizard since his materials are spot on, but the final quality is still a complete mystery to everyone in the stadium. Suddenly, the crystal on his staff starts shaking like crazy. Muchihan stares with wide eyes, wondering if the testing machine just broke or if something is seriously wrong with the device. Kevin jumps up and demands the results right now. Huchian starts shaking like a leaf as he makes the announcement. He confirms Chu Josi picked the right materials, then gears up to drop the final quality score for everyone to hear. It is a huge moment for the human. Muchihan lifts his staff to show 100. He shouts that Chu Josi got a perfect 100 out of 100. Truly flawless work. Kevin and Conte are both totally stunned by these insane results. The crowd goes wild. No way a human just hit a perfect score, even beating out Vincent. Fulin is totally stunned, staring at the screen in pure denial. She literally cannot believe what she is seeing right now. Chu Josi just smiles down at his hand, satisfied. He felt the divine eye analyze everything perfectly, and he is ready for the next round. Meanwhile, the other students are losing their minds, clutching their heads as the final announcement echoes. Getting a perfect score means every single ingredient has to be flawless. That is almost impossible when everything is this chaotic and crazy in the arena. The judge holds the staff high, showing the 100 to prove the score is legit. The analytical tech measured everything perfectly, and there are absolutely 0 mistakes in the final count. Conte finally accepts the truth. This Josi kid is a natural at ingredients, but what about his other wizard skills in the next round? Kevin mutters two deep words. His gaze turns cold, clearly obsessed with this mysterious boy. Venti holds up the board and yells that round 2 of the refining tournament is officially starting now. Everyone head back to your spots to brew a mid-tier invisibility potion. The judges are excited to see what kind of magic you guys can actually pull off today. A young voice shouts, "Hey, rookie." Fu Lin crosses her arms and glares at Chu Josi. She admits he did fine in the first round, but warns him that round 2 is all about refining skills, the real test of a mage talent. Chu Josi nods along, knowing this is where the real work starts. Fu Lin looks suspicious and asks where his staff is. "You need one to refine." Chu Josi freezes, realizing he forgot the thing. He is sweating now. He remembers the guild leader gave him a staff out of pity before, but his current stats are mostly built for a warrior, not a mage. Refining takes a huge amount of mana he probably lacks. Looking at his face, Fu Lin starts to figure out that something is seriously wrong with him. She realizes the truth and starts yelling at him for forgetting his gear. She wonders how he even calls himself a mage when he is this disorganized and messy. Chu Josi just stammers that it was an accident. Fu Lin blushes and quickly looks away, muttering a shy little complaint. She reluctantly hands over her own staff to Chu Josi and tells him he better put it to use. Lucky for him, she is there. Chu Josi takes it and thanks her. Feeling bold, Chu Josi says that with her staff and his own refining skills, he is definitely going to crush the competition. He is totally going to win this thing. She just turns her back and walks away coldly, acting like she does not care, which is probably for the best. Venti booms over the speakers, "Check your materials and start refining. You only get one shot at this with a 30-minute time limit. Do not mess it up." The crowd is buzzing. One shot? 30 minutes? Impossible. This challenge is brutal since only high-level wizards are actually able to brew mid-grade invisibility potions. Conte rubs his chin, realizing that the slim odds, limited materials, and ticking clock are a total nightmare. Karen is not surprised at all, since you have to reach this level just to stand a chance in this tournament. With a dead serious look, he calculates that they absolutely have to nail it on the first try. He is curious if Chu Josi has real talent or just got lucky before. Meanwhile, the girls bring the herbs to the arena as the contestants gear up for the official showdown. The first name called out is a Beastman Blue Mage who is level 17. Next up is Vinan, a level 15 mage. Chu Josi politely accepts his herbs and gives a quiet thanks. Alai blushes and shyly replies that it is just her job and really no big deal. Venti shouts that the 30-minute timer has started and demands the contestants get to refining immediately. One impatient contestant starts shouting, clearly getting restless about the whole delay. Kin watches with cold eyes, judging that this test is all about staying totally calm and precise under extreme pressure. Another guy turns pale and shakes because he accidentally dumped too much mana, ruining all his materials. Someone angrily throws their tools at the delivery girl, blaming her for the mess, while she panics and swears she is innocent. Rest lifts the glowing herb jar, treating the refining process like a sacred and mesmerizing ritual for any mage. On the other side, Vincent is locked in, skillfully controlling the flow of medicinal energy. Chu Josi watches them and realizes the refining has officially begun. He analyzes D, noting that grinding materials requires perfect mana control to create high-quality powder. Then Chu Josi looks over at Vincent and decides that the combination phase is the most critical part. The system screen shows Vincent has 1060 mana, leading Chu Josi to conclude that capacity is the key factor. Someone glances at Vincent and whispers that he is definitely Kevin's top student. His mana pool has probably already crossed the 1000 mark. Conte is also shocked by the massive mana wave, thinking Kevin has been hiding his student's true power. His face turns calculating as he realizes that with these stats, Vincent will be a red mage in just a few years. Kevin smiles with pride, believing Vincent's talent is a natural gift, even if his mental toughness still needs some work. Conte suddenly wonders where Chu is since he cannot see him or even feel his presence anywhere. He finally spots him, but gets suspicious when he sees Chu Josi just standing there without making a move. Conte narrows his eyes, judging that if he does not start now, Chu Josi will never finish in time. Kevin is also suspicious of the delay since he cannot feel any mana fluctuations coming from Chu Josi at all. While everyone expects Doctor or Vincent to win, Chu Josi quietly activates his divine eye to analyze his rivals. The results show Vincent is refining a mid-grade invisibility potion with grade C and B quality and solid progress. Chu Josi calculates that with only 510 mana, he is falling behind Vincent and others who craft potions easily. She turns red with anger and reminds Chu Josi there are only 20 minutes left, telling him to focus up. Venti breaks a sweat while stopping her, arguing they should not interrupt Chu Josi's process right now. Finally, Chu Josi grabs his staff and starts refining. He admits that as a warrior, his mana capacity is pretty limited. Both R and Vincent are shocked to see Chu Josi finally get to work. Someone laughs with total contempt, claiming Chu Josi's mana is no better than some low-level white mage. Others mock him, saying his last impressive show was just luck and it is about to run out. In the stands, Conte frowns and thinks to himself that Chu Josi's mana capacity is probably under 600. Such a waste for someone so good at picking materials. Kevin sneers, thinking if that is all he has, he is not worth worrying about. He respects the kid's guts for even entering, but is still very skeptical. He remembers that Chu Josi was not this weak in the last mage exam and wonders what kind of scheme he is actually plotting. He confidently thinks it is time to use the special skills his master taught him specifically for this big tournament. A blast of glowing red energy shoots from his mouth that is the high-level mana fortification skill. Thanks to this skill, the mana of Das jumps by 300, reaching 1,180. High-level mana fortification massively boosts temporary capacity, but it costs the user half of their total health points. He smugly thinks his mana now crushes Vincent's, and this time he is definitely brewing a much higher grade potion. He holds his staff high and commands the final combination phase to begin. An audience member gasps and wonders if that is actually a grade B mid-grade invisibility potion. Golden light blasts from the tube in D's hand. Dude is feeling himself, flexing this near-perfect win to the whole crowd. Wang Te is grinning, betting his student takes the crown and smokes Kevin on the leaderboard. Kevin just keeps it cool, totally unbothered. He respects that high-tier mana buff, but he knows your average mage can't handle a power trip like that. It's just too much. From the shadows, he sneers. A basic B-rank potion? Please. That's not even close to enough to take the win. Kevin narrows his eyes. He is locked in, prepared, and definitely not underestimating the competition today. No way. He is betting big on his student, Vincent, to crush it. Vincent holds the potion with total chill, then his eyes flash with a sneaky grin. Suddenly, that blue potion just vanishes right out of Vincent's hand. In its place, the Earthfire Phoenix flame erupts in his palm. Conte literally jumps out of his seat. He cannot believe his eyes. He's sweating, realizing that's the ultra-rare blue flame. It's refined from pure wind and earth elements. That is insane. Kevin smirks. He's the one who handed Vincent that flame, betting it would keep his own reputation from going down in flames. Down in the arena, Vincent follows the plan. He uses that special fire to crank his mana capacity and seal the deal. Raw power surges through Vincent, boosting his mana capacity all the way up to 1530. The blue fire swirls into a massive glowing orb. The crowd is losing it over this supernatural flex, wondering if he brewed a higher rank potion. Vincent talks big, claiming he made an A-rank mid-tier invisibility potion. He dares anyone to try and beat him. Chu Josi nods. He gets it. If he doesn't go all out right now, he can't touch that A-rank stuff. The system screams a low mana warning. It suggests flipping the switch on his optimal form to max out his mana capacity fast. Chu Josi's current mana capacity is sitting at 510. He weighs his options and decides to go for it. Time to push his mana to the absolute limit. His scepter glows white and purple as the system confirms the activation. His mana spikes. The system reports his capacity just hit 9660. At the same time, the system confirms he's landed a rank S potion. A supernatural event is literally forming. System alert. Everyone needs to get in a defensive stance. Now, the sky goes wild with omens from Chu Josi's power. The crowd is gossiping like crazy. They are calling this the third and strongest phenomenon yet. Fu Lin is floored watching Chu Josi's mana wave explode. He's wondering just how high that capacity actually goes. Vincent freezes as lightning coils around the guy. His mind is spinning with a million questions. His mana was totally average. How did it just skyrocket like that? Is it a secret technique? There shouldn't be a skill that buffs mana this much. He's breaking out in a cold sweat. This defies every natural law he's ever known. He has never even heard of anything like this before. Right next to him, Last is shaking. Can a freak event like this even be real? A massive thunder dragon takes shape in the air, roaring with pure malice. Vincent stumbles back, eyes wide, totally speechless. How is this happening? He can barely believe his eyes. This feels exactly like a rank S omen. The system confirms it is a rank S event. This level of chaos shakes the world, but it brings a brutal punishment. It happens when brewing rank S meds. Chu Josi takes control of the lightning to refine the herbs himself. Sustained reminder, please adjust your mana to observe the finished materials. Now, release your energy. As the herbs are crushed, the system confirms the research is done. 100% completion. He yells the command to start the fusion. Vincent's eyes shrink in pure terror. That is heavenly lightning. If you aren't ready for that, you are toast. Kevin stares at the Thunder Dragon. He knows the rank S mid-tier meds are defined by this exact trial. Only alchemists with insane skills and deep mana can survive God's punishment. Usually, you need a pre-buff for this. Is this kid suicidal? A prompt pops up for Chu Josi. Use the Heavenly King hammer to tank the damage? He doesn't rush. He is busy crunching numbers. He planned to tank it in his optimal form, but if the hammer can eat the damage, the brewing will go way smoother. He makes his choice. The Heavenly King hammer is already packed with lightning. This punishment is basically a snack. Show yourself. A massive golden hammer suddenly appears in the sky. Kevin is stunned, and even Conte is paralyzed by the pressure. The Thunder Dragon dives from the clouds, but the Heavenly King hammer just swallows all that power whole. System update. The hammer absorbed the lightning. Chu Josi quietly commands the weapon to return to him. Tell the system to keep merging. Suddenly, golden light explodes everywhere. Lightning turns into pure energy, flowing into the vial. A golden halo wraps the arena like a glowing nest. Chu Josi plants his staff, standing tall and flexed. Process finished. He just scored a mid-level E invisibility potion. System confirms success. It is an S-rank quality. Cry is sweating bullets. He cannot handle it. Cry barely hit the limit to make his, so how is this guy outclassing him so easily? This is a tough pill to swallow. The disciple snaps, Master Kevin, forgive me, but that human definitely cheated. He is calling Cap. He jumps into the ring, demanding the kid get checked out. The guy is bugging. A white mage making an E-rank potion? Kevin follows him out there. System check. Flight is a mage skill that lets them hover by wrapping themselves in pure mana. Venson is not buying it either. No way the kid is legit. Even his own master struggles to brew S-rank potions. Crowd starts wilding. They say cheating at alchemy is straight up trashy. One guy says humans should be banned or paralyzed so they stop showing up. Fu Lin steps in. Stop. He did not cheat at all. I saw what he could do during the mage exam myself. Venti just fakes a smile, saying they should let Master Kevin decide. Chu Josi stays chill. You guys think I cheated? I am just using my own raw power. If you want to check, go ahead. I am used to this treatment. The disciple steps up. Chu Josi, how did you trick us? Master Kevin and I were watching your mana waves the whole time. Your max mana is only 600. That is way too low for an E-rank potion. He raises his staff. If this is really your power, then prove it. The disciple is dead serious and demands an answer. System note. A mana gauge checks capacity. The more power you have, the brighter the light will shine out. Chu Josi is thinking. If he cannot control his boosted mana, they will definitely think he is a fraud. Even though his starting capacity was actually pretty low, he smirks. No point in hiding it now anyway. Chu Josi slams his staff down. Measure away. If it finally shuts you up, I am totally down. He wants to see the truth. The disciple shoves the mana staff right in Chu Josi's face. He yells to release his mana and show his real level. System reports optimal form active. Mana capacity has hit the peak. He grins. Watch closely then. The gauge starts glowing bright blue, and the light spreads across the whole arena. The power spikes so hard the guy has to cover his eyes. This is not normal. How deep is this kid's mana pool? Chu Josi says confidently, I just released 100%. The staff starts shaking violently. The gauge cannot handle the pressure and begins to crack under the insane mana. Blue light leaks out as the orb shatters. The disciple is stunned. My staff? Chu Josi asks if he is satisfied. He looks at the guy. Is that enough proof for you? Kevin speaks up. Wow, that is actually impressive. He apologizes for doubting him. He says it is his first time seeing a genius like this in the flesh. Please understand why we were skeptical. Kevin pats his shoulder. A talent like yours makes even me look like an amateur. Kevin takes the S-rank vial. He tells the disciple's master there is no need to question the performance anymore. Looking at the golden liquid, he says this S-rank potion is more than enough to crown him the champion. The disciple just nods. There is nothing left to argue. Kevin turns to the crowd. Anyone else have a problem? If you are not convinced, come down and challenge him yourself. Chu Josi bows slightly. Vinone admits defeat right there. Kevin grips the vial tight. It is over. He holds the potion high, declaring Chu Josi the new champion. Fu Lin is blushing hard from pure excitement. He actually did it. He catches her eye and gives her a cool, gentle signal. Thanks, Fu Lin. Her face turns bright red, and she covers her mouth because she is totally embarrassed. You can clearly see the admiration in her eyes. She waves back, sticking her tongue out like she helped him win it all. Kevin quietly watches Chu Josi's every move, his sharp eyes narrowing with a look of cold intensity. A teenager with this kind of insane talent? He has to admit, the kid is seriously impressive. Kevin stares at the vial. This potion is unbelievable. Is it possible that I have actually been beaten by a kid? That is a real S-rank invisibility potion. He walks away, wondering just how far this kid is actually going to go. Dark thoughts swirl around Kevin. He is already planning his next move. This guy is pulling every string and using all his clout to keep Chu Josi trapped here. Fu Lin hands over the chest the grand prize. For a mage, this is worth dying for. Chuosi cracks it open. Rare loot everywhere. Finally, he secured the bag. Potion recipes for circulation, healing, and high-level mana. He checks his spoils with a smirk. These recipes are a gold mine, enough to hit that 1 billion yen auction. You sure? Fu Lin asks, skipping out on being Master Kiwai's student? With your insane talent and mana, you could be a legendary mage. Chu Josi just pats her head. I am a warrior, it is fine. I prefer carving my own path. It just fits me better. She looks away, biting her lip. So, you are actually leaving? Where to? He thinks it over. Body's healed, no reason to stay. Quick stop at Sakura is, then gone. Bank the recipes, grab 1 billion yen, then back. Fu Lin pouts. Why is it always about Sakura? Chu Josi blinks. Who is she? She is my teammate. Probably busy, but she will be back soon. Fu Lin chills out but still avoids eye contact. See me before you go. I have a gift. Why not now? He asks. She snaps. You will know when you leave. He will get it eventually. See ya, dummy. Chu Josi watches her leave, confused by the sudden mood swing. Back at the inn, he realizes he never really scoped out that infinite ring. No downtime until now. System alert. Debugging is glitchy. You have got 3 days max in this world. Overstay and you are stuck. Endless corridor is locked until 3 days pass in your old world. 3 days on, 3 days off. He needs a tight plan. But what even is debugging? System pings. A wooden box is in his stash. He smirks. Things are getting spicy. Corridor activated. Chu Josi says these 3 recipes are plenty. Into the corridor. 1 billion yen is waiting. Later, Suzuki shows off the new house. Not quite a hero villa, but the master suite is all yours. Carolina is absolutely starstruck. Chu Josi is floored. Nicest place I have ever seen. The girl is nearly in tears. We live here? Suzuki nods. The Hero Union knows you are worth every penny. Your sister will love it. Anything else? He asks for a lab to cook some potions. Suzuki is stunned. Meds are tricky. You sure? He agrees anyway. Plenty of space. I will get the gear. By afternoon it is set. Chu Josi is grateful. Eyes full of hope tonight we start. Ants crawl past as sneakers step by the gang sign. Yupio talks trash. Kid, know where you are? Get lost before you get hurt. I know the spot. I am here to settle up with the blue ice snake. Boss around? Trash talking while paying? If you got the guts, get in here. What is the name? Heavy steps. Akaji shoves Yukio aside. Chu-san is here. Get out of the way. Chu-san, we have been waiting. Boss said to bring you in. The guys he thrashed are now treating him like royalty. He is led into the office. Boss, Chu Josi is here. Blue Snake greets him. Level 24, power 1400. Briefcase hits the table. 600 million yen, principal and interest. Count it. Snake waves it off. No need for that. We are friends. Let me introduce the crew. Meet Vice Leader Lam Nang and the gold-toothed Mad Wolf. He's Danlung's heavy hitter. System scan. Chu Josi eyes the stats. 2,300, 11,000, and 14,000. Not bad. What is the catch? The others jump. Snake sweats, realizing the kid read them instantly. He leans in, speaking straight. Blue Snake puts his hands on the table. We both owe you big time. Let us bury the drama and team up. Chu Josi is shocked. Lamangan apologizes for his son. Sent him away for training. Can you forgive him? Mad Wolf owns his goon's mistakes. That tracking magic on your ring? It is gone now. Chu Josi's eyes lit up at the mention of the ring. He remembered the group that jumped him were those wild wolves. Turns out that Mage's ring had a tracking spell. He coolly mentioned he already handled Billy and those 3 wolf thugs. Everything is settled now. Blue Snake slid the suitcase over and grinned. Then it is all yours. Keep it for yourself. Tuosi stood firm. I do not like owing favors. Paying debts is standard, but why the sudden change? I want no gang ties. Blue Snake explained his victory went viral. Everyone wants a piece of you now. Even President Suzuki called. They think you are a genius. The Mad Wolf said we are too small to start beef. Blue Silver nodded. Let us just call ourselves allies for now. Chu Josi pointed to himself, asking if he was really that famous. He hoped rumors stayed local. Later, Blue Snake waved. Visit soon. Blue Silver said their door is always open. Chu Josi was speechless. This VIP treatment felt totally extra. He grabbed his case and left. Job's done, so now it is back to the mission. He needed to stop and grab supplies to start brewing a fresh batch. The system sent a notification confirming that you have pulled a mysterious box out of your inventory storage space right now. Inside a tiny shop with no sign outside, Sato was busy double-checking his business ledgers for the day. These herbs are getting rare, he thought. Better stock up while I still can. Other supplies too. Chuosi walked up and spoke politely. Hey there, I am looking to buy some specific ingredients to brew some medicine. He waved him off, checked the back, feeling annoyed by this little brat. Chu Josi calmly replied that the current stock was not nearly enough, especially since he heard this was the biggest supplier in the whole area. Uncle EC slid a long list of ingredients through the window slot and said, I will take all 15 items on here. The old man grabbed the paper and gasped in total shock. He adjusted his glasses, staring at the list. 15 types? You are really buying all of them? Do you even have the cash? Chu Josi confirmed he was dead serious about the deal. He gently set his heavy suitcase right on the table in front of them. Popping the lid, Chu Josi asked if this was enough. Inside sat 9 million yen in cash. He also wanted a long-term contract. Sando could not hide his shock. He almost screamed when he heard the kid wanted all 15 items. Looking at that suitcase full of money, the guy started drooling. If this was legit, this kid was a true VIP customer. All those materials would cost at least 6 million yen. Easy. After paying Sado, Chu Josi smiled and shut the case. He calculated that after paying back Blue Snake with interest, he was good. He still had about 9 million yen left, plenty for the basics, and he had some other big plans in mind too. Thrilled, he patted the kid's arm and offered him a seat, promising to get all the necessary ingredients ready right away. He wanted to hear the full details of the deal. Salo handed the list to Miko, telling her to grab everything and pack carefully. Miko was stunned. Wait, you want me to pull all of this? Prepping all that would take some serious time. His hands shook slightly over his tea as he asked if the kid planned to order another 15 items for the next month. Salo sat up straight and explained the warehouse restocks weekly. He was pretty curious about how the kid planned to pay him. Chu Josi just asked him what the total damage for today's supply run would be. Sato pointed at the list. Market price was 6.6 million yen, but since it was a bulk order, he would round it. Chu Josi slid the cash over. Out of the 9 million yen, 2.4 million was a deposit. He would settle the rest of the bill by the end of the month. Chu Josi looked over the paperwork and suggested signing right now. He already had all the documents ready for their monthly agreement. Based on the contract terms, the shop must supply materials at the set price and not sell them to anyone else. Sato agreed easily, thinking that the deposit was more than enough security for the deal. He promised the prices for these 15 items were always stable. His shop was famous for being honest, and they never jacked up the rates on their customers for no reason. Chu Josi nodded, totally satisfied. He hoped for a smooth partnership. He was hyped because with these supplies, he could start his experiments as soon as tonight. Plus, the contract protected him from any future price hikes. Outside, the sky was already fading into a warm and golden afternoon glow. Chu Josi opened the door to his brand new lab and couldn't help but marvel. The place looked professional and not bad. Arena mentioned that President Suzuki actually paid for most of the costs out of his own pocket. He really deserved some thanks. She was also surprised he could brew medicine and was super curious about what this lab was for. Chu Josi knelt down in front of the little girl and softly replied, I just want to pay President Suzuki back even more. He kept explaining to Karina the real reason why he went through the trouble of building this laboratory. Chu Josi looked down, because this was all about keeping a promise from the past. He stared at her injured legs with an expression full of deep sadness and heartbreak. Tenderly, he promised to bring back her smile, just like the good old days. Karina's like, say what? But Josi just smirks, telling her to just hang tight and wait for the big reveal once the work is finally finished. He gets to work and tells her to beat it, leaving the poor girl totally clueless about what's going down. Karina tries to stop him, calling his name with a voice full of total worry. Josi slams the lab door shut, demanding total silence for his grind. He flashes a grin, saying everything's gonna be Gucci. He snaps his fingers with that main character energy and kicks off the research. The system pings as he pulls a wooden chest from the void. Then, a bunch of pre-packed herbs start popping out of nowhere. A test tube of yellow liquid starts bubbling over a tiny flickering flame. Josi notes that basic circulation meds need 3 main herbs, but the other 2, those need 6 unique ingredients each. Josi locks in, getting dead serious with his research. He realizes the divine eye is cracked, automatically picking the best ingredients and giving him a step-by-step guide to refining. System notifications start blowing up with the eye's deep dive analysis. He squints and mutters, all right, let's see what we got. Josi scans the files and sees the final play, mixing antgrass extract with green vines at a 1:3 ratio. Feeling himself, he mixes the blue and yellow liquids together, hitting the math perfectly. Josi slides the tube into the heater, thinking that even though this gear is low budget, it gets the job done. But his eyes show a little saltiness because this world is just so far behind. Usually, refining stops here, and the whole thing can blow up or fail. He narrows his eyes, already plotting his next big move. Josi decides to go full mage, using ancient techniques to force the fusion and pump mana into the mix. This sends the success rate through the roof. The system confirms he just pulled a basic staff right out of the void. He checks out the fancy wrapped ends of the staff, glad he finally gets to use this gear he bought earlier. He remembers the king's hammer is still back at that other world's inn, but since time is frozen there, it's whatever. Josi hoists the staff high, casting some high-level magic to start the fusion process. This is his secret sauce, a refining style nobody else in this world has. The system keeps pinging the progress, 30%, 40, then 60, until it suddenly hits the 90% mark like a rocket. Josi is low-key shocked. When science and magic hold hands, the fusion speed is absolutely insane. The system pings that the fusion is a wrap. Josi yells out that the first batch is a win and can't wait to test it. He gives the test tube a little swirl, thinks the circulation juice looks legit, and decides to chug it right then and there. Josi tips his head back and drains the whole tube in one go. Suddenly, his entire body starts glowing with this wild, golden light. The system reports a 100% refining rate, boosting his health and stamina by 45% while cutting incoming damage by 12% for 10 full minutes. Josi squeezes his fist, knowing no other pill in this entire world is on this level. Another world's recipe is just built different compared to the local junk. He looks at the tube and gags, though. The taste is trash, so he decides to pack the liquid into capsules instead. His eyes light up with pure hype. Suddenly, a bunch of perfect little medicinal capsules are sitting right there on the table. 2 worlds. Infinite possibilities. It's time to see how far this road goes. Feeling the hype, Josi starts juggling 10 tubes at once, going full factory mode on these circulation pills. He hopes the market goes crazy for his new product. Fast forward to the next morning, a bunch of guys are outside a cave entrance, whining about their lives. They're moaning about how much the Goat Valley dungeon totally drains them. Loot is great, but the place is huge. They're broke and weak, so they're stuck buying cheap potions and playing it way too safe. Josi rolls up in a stealth cloak, hiding his face so nobody can tell who he actually is. It's a common item used to hide secrets from the gods. He pushes a big box into place, thinking this spot is perfect since all the high-level pros hang out here. Some guy spots Josi and starts talking smack, saying he's just some weirdo merchant trying a lame gimmick. What a joke. The other guys join in the roast, claiming the big 3 corporations own the market anyway, so buying official is just safer. This stuff is probably just a total scam. Chu Josi pulled out a pill and announced that if anyone was unhappy with their current meds, they should try his new energy booster. Each box has 6 pills. First come, first served. The adventurers stared at the pill, skeptical if this was actually some high-end product from one of the big 3 corporations. But someone yelled out that they hit the pharmacy daily and would have heard about any new drop. CUNY stepped up with a smirk and grabbed a box. He barked that meds are life or death for adventurers, so nobody buys mystery junk. He asked if it really beat the big 3's stuff and exactly how much this trash was going to cost. Unfazed by him, Chu Josi calmly explained it was a circulation capsule for HP and stamina recovery, plus it cuts incoming damage. All the details are right inside the box. The price is 24,000 yen for 6 pills, with a limit of 10 boxes per person every day. The guy scowled, shouting that 24,000 yen for a tiny 6-pack was a total ripoff. He called it fake limited stock, noting the big 3 only charged 20,000 yen for a 10-pack. Kasumi slammed his hand on the table and yelled. He called it a joke and told Chu Josi to beat it with his useless garbage. The adventurers started cracking their knuckles, ready to pounce and teach Chu Josi a lesson. A blatant scam like this makes people's blood boil. This shady gear is pricier than the big 3's top meds. What a joke. Some hot-headed hero is bound to wreck his stall soon. He didn't even argue. He just flashed a very mysterious, knowing smirk. Chu Josi pointed at a few capsules and said, "I have free samples. If you're not happy with the results, feel free to trash my stand." He held one up, voice low and calculating. "But if it works, you better buy the whole box." Kumi rolled his eyes and growled, "Fine, I will give it a shot. If this is junk, you are dead meat." He snatched the pill right out of Chu's hand. "Give me that." The crowd mocked his move. Seriously? He is actually trying it? Hilarious. Let's watch this guy fall flat on his face. 24,000 yen is pocket change for a hero. Kasumi tossed the pill into his mouth to test the hype. The pill slid down his throat. Within seconds, the effects of the medication started kicking in hard. System alert. HP and stamina recovery up 45%. Damage taken down 12%. Duration. 10 minutes. Sayumi froze. Shocked, he gasped. "What is this?" Chu Josi smirked. Recovery up 45%. Damage down 12%. Lasting 10 minutes. See the value now? The price is totally fair. Another adventurer grabbed Kumi's shoulder. "No way. Is he for real? Is it actually that good?" Whispers filled the air. "If that is true, it is way stronger than anything from the big 3. Standard circulation meds on the market only boost HP by 10% and stamina by 12%. This stuff blows them away and even reduces damage. He grabbed a box and lowered his voice to Chu Josi. Sell me the whole stock. I can take 10 boxes, right? Here is my hero card. Scan it. I am taking all 10 boxes. Chu Josi scanned the card. 240,000 yen cleared. Here are your 10 boxes. Thanks for the business. The hero-only payment system lets users load cash onto cards for quick and easy transactions. Kasumi shoved the boxes into his bag like a thief. Thanks. You going to be here tomorrow? What time? He turned around to find dozens of eyes locked on him. The crowd immediately swarmed. Give me a sample. Any samples left? I want in. He probably hired a fake actor. Let me try it for myself. If this is a scam, you're toast, Chu Josi coolly replied. 5 samples left. One guy hesitated, holding the pill nervously. The guy next to him gulped it down. A third followed reluctantly, then a fourth used it while making a face. The last one was snatched up. Suddenly, a bright golden light enveloped all 5 of their bodies. Kasi yelled, "Well, do you believe me now?" Seeing the results, everyone started throwing their cards at him. I want 10 boxes. Me too, scan mine first. I need 10 boxes. The mob pushed and shoved for the rest. This stuff is the real deal. Sell me a box. No, make it 10. I am buying 2. Chu Josi gave a wicked grin. Single file, please. 10 boxes max. Adventurers started calling their friends about the drop. These will sell even at double the price. Hurry up, limited stock, we will make a killing. Get the whole squad down here. His eyes gleamed. Everything was going perfectly. Pills alone wouldn't hit that 1 billion yen goal yet, but it is a start. Still, this specific medication was the perfect way to kick things off. With insane stats and zero supply, a massive market frenzy was brewing. Watching the huge line grow, Chu Josi knew once this spread, the big 3 would come knocking. Meanwhile, at the headquarters of Via Pharmaceuticals, a top-tier industry giant, inside the conference room, a market report was underway. Fumeo pointed at the screen. Prices for our top 3 products are tanking hard this week. They are currently selling for less than half of what they used to. He wipes his brow, sweating bullets. This is all because of those black market meds with the same effects. Nobzu confirmed these products definitely do not belong to the other 2 big pharma companies. He pops open a suitcase holding 3 capsule boxes. These include circulation boosters and mana recovery pills. We dumped a massive fortune into research and development. It is insane that top heroes are actually ditching us just to buy these bootleg products instead. He lays out the reports and lab tests. After putting them through strict pharmacological testing, we discovered these pills can only be produced by a group using some incredibly advanced technology. With quality this high, it is wild they are called black market meds. The system says that term just means they are made by individuals or small shops rather than big professional corporations. The shareholders are buzzing. It is pretty obvious that all 3 types are coming from the exact same source. They use a similar process and they are highly effective. Luckily, these are not coming from our direct competitors. If they were, they would have owned the market years ago. Even with our high-tech gear, we cannot identify the exact ingredients. No clue what genius is behind this or why they are hiding. Then the boardroom door swings open and a sharp female voice cuts through. If these are just black market meds, then our products are total failures. Everyone in the room immediately stands up and bows. Madam President, she walks in looking like royalty. Have we tracked down the producers yet? I bet the other 2 companies are already making a move. That is the president of Vestia Pharmaceuticals herself, standing right next to her butler, Tommy. Lisa crosses her arms and says we cannot get left behind. Fio sighs because nobody knows the maker's identity, and they move locations daily, making them nearly impossible to track down. Nobzu adds that a full investigation is currently underway and a detailed report will be ready very soon. San's sharp eyes narrow. That is too slow. The company's situation is becoming extremely critical right now. She stands up to leave and orders the car ready. Tommy says, "Yes, President." Meanwhile, at a dungeon entrance, people are fighting to buy. I will pay 10 times the price. Give me the last 3 boxes. Move it. I will pay 20 times, 30 times. Kiro is shocked by the insane competition. Bids are skyrocketing, with people paying 30 times the original price. Just who is this mystery drug dealer? Samu studies the pill, noting the maker must be a pharmacology expert. The superior effects are why everyone is fighting over them. I am so lucky I scored some today. Chu Josi watches the chaos and thinks, it has been a week, and everything is going exactly as planned. He smirks, the bait is set, and now he is just waiting for the big fish to bite. Suddenly, a sharp voice rings out. I will pay 100 times the original price, just sell them to me. The surrounding adventurers are absolutely stunned. Nisa puts her hands in her pockets. If you agree, I will pay 100 times the price just for 10 minutes of your time. Deal? Chu Josi is thrilled. He finally hooked the big fish. The supercar door closes, guards stand watch, and Nisa swirls her glass of wine. Thanks for giving me 10 minutes. Let us do introductions. I am Nisa, president of Vestia Pharmaceuticals. Chu Josi replies politely, "It is a pleasure to meet you." He thinks to himself, he never expected the president of one of the top 3 pharma giants to be such a young woman. Nisa is also taken aback by how young he sounds, even though he is hiding his true identity. She assumed he would be middle-aged. She gets straight to the point. "I want to buy the formulas for the 3 capsules you are selling." Chu Josi holds up 5 fingers. 10 billion yen. She freezes, puts her wine down, and gets serious. 10 billion yen is way too high. That is way beyond our budget. Do you really not want to negotiate? Vestia came here with nothing but goodwill for this partnership. Our best offer is 3 billion yen. Even for formulas this incredible, that is still a massive amount of money. She narrows her eyes, calculating. He is definitely high-balling me. With 10 billion yen, I could buy dozens of other formulas. Is he the leader of some research team? Chu Josi calmly replies, "No, 10 billion yen, take it or leave it, and I work alone. I developed all 3 types of capsules myself." He looks her straight in the eyes. "You already know what they are worth. These capsules could easily help your company regain its market dominance. After all, is not Vestia currently facing its most severe crisis in years?" Nisa is caught off guard by that. If he is right, then he is a seriously formidable pharmaceutical genius. She asks suspiciously, "What crisis are you talking about?" Chu Josi pulls out his phone, showing her a chart for analysis. Dell and Matsui used to control almost the entire market for these capsules. But according to the data I gathered, Vestia's market share crashed from 26% down to 12% in just 3 years. This is because your products lost their competitive edge compared to Ozama or Tasuni. Those brands are absolutely crushing it right now in both quality and pricing. Nisa is stunned by how prepared Chu Josi is. Was her even showing up here part of his master plan all along? You are right. Vestia is in a dangerous spot and our market share keeps tanking. She asks him, "Is there anything else?" Nisa smiles, her voice still sounding incredibly powerful. Tommy stops the car. She hops into the supercar and says, "We have the formula. Now, we strike back. Get back to headquarters. Summon the board immediately. We need to launch a massive marketing blitz right now." "Right away, boss," Tommy answers. Meanwhile, at a local cafe, a shocked voice rings out in pure disbelief. "How did you pull that off?" 10 billion yen for the entrance fee in just 1 week, Suzuki shouts, nearly spilling his coffee everywhere in total shock. Chuosi sighs. "Chairman Suzuki, please, lower the volume. You're making a scene." Everyone in the shop stares and starts whispering like crazy. Did he really just say 10 billion yen? How could some random kid manage to scrape together that much cash so easily? Is it legit? He slides over a card, explaining he cashed in on a secret recipe he found. It was just a quick business deal. The card holds 10 billion yen. He just needs Suzuki to lock his auction spot. Suzuki's impressed. He asks to join the next gig because this kid is becoming a total mystery. He remembers that moment. Chuosi radiated power, confidently stating his energy pills had already flipped the market upside down. If these hit mass production, they are going to rule the entire industry for good. Besides, Owana and Thaumi are eyeing it too, so 10 billion yen is actually a steal. Nisa sips her drink, eyes sharp. She knows this isn't just a business pitch, it's a calculated, high-stakes warning. If he's really as young as his voice suggests, the kid is a once-in-a-generation genius. She finally caves to the price. 10 billion yen is a go, but she demands to know his true identity in a face-to-face, transparent transaction. Chuosi thinks it over. Hiding his identity was just a way to avoid drama, but if she's the only one who knows, it's fine. He agrees to the deal as long as she keeps it a secret. He drops the cloak, extends a hand, and introduces himself. The reveal leaves her completely stunned. Nisa freezes. She can't believe how young and incredibly handsome he actually is. She recovers and shakes his hand politely. "A pleasure," she says. He tips his hat and steps out of the car like a boss. Tommy bows low, handing over the linked card with both hands. "Everything is set, sir. Please, take it." Chuosi takes the bank card and offers a polite thanks. Tommy watches him walk away, still feeling a bit skeptical about whether handing over 10 billion yen to a kid was actually a safe move. Nisa crosses her arms. It's a massive gamble, but she says it's worth it because Chuosi's pharmaceutical talent is legendary. He can take them to the top, and he is officially their only hope. Tommy pledges his absolute loyalty. If the chairman believes in him, then so does he. Cold, calculating eyes. Behind his glasses, he remembers her brilliance. She's been a sharp leader since she was a kid. No wonder her father handed her the keys. Back in the now, Suzuki tucks the 10 billion yen card into his coat pocket. Chuosi holds up 2 fingers, confirming the first auction condition is finished. Now he's asking about the second requirement, hitting C-rank hero by placing in the top 3 at the supernova tournament. He explains the rules. To qualify for the supernova, you need 2 top 3 finishes in the public dungeons. But the deadline is tomorrow, he warns. It's literally impossible to clear them both in time. Chuosi just sips his coffee, cool as ice. He's confident he only needs 1 day. He asks for a ride to the public dungeon tomorrow morning while the quiet night settles over his villa. Karina hugs her pillow tight. Good night, big brother. It's so quiet tonight, I'm going to sleep early. He watches her with a soft smile. Chuosi gently closes the door. Good night, little one. Get some rest. Back in his room, he preps. Tomorrow's the dungeon. If he's going to win, he needs to get a lot stronger. He stares at his gold ring. Level 11 has held him back for way too long, and he is determined to finally break through. Suddenly, the system announces the infinite corridor has been activated. He makes a vow. Once he's back, he'll win that rebirth pill and get Karina walking again. Warning. Dimension unstable. You've only got 3 days max in this other world before things get messy. Chuosi steps into the infinite corridor, his eyes blazing with resolve. He won't stop until Karina is healed. He's back in the magic realm, back in his warrior gear. Sakula's still missing, so he decides to spend the next 3 days grinding out a plan to power level his stats. Status: Level 12 Warrior. Black stealth armor is equipped and ready for action. Fox Spirit Set, Blood Rain Blade, and Lightning skills are all active. His total combat power has reached 16,000. He frowns. Acting alone in this world without Sakula's help is going to be a total grind. He cracks the window wide. Sakula probably heard about his victory and will likely show up tomorrow morning. Still, he can't help but wonder where she went or if she has friends nearby. Swarms of dark spheres buzz through the air, making some seriously skin-crawling sounds. The leader sphere suddenly whips around and locks eyes with Chuosi. It lunges with a deadly screech. He's totally caught off guard. A massive explosion rocks the area, sending a shockwave through the entire zone. He's reeling from the shock. Was that a magic ambush? And who could be behind it? A mysterious voice sneers from the darkness, mocking him and claiming 1 hit was all it took to finish him. Out steps, a level 32 bird tribe mage with 51,000 combat power. He admits he underestimated Chuosi and realizes that capturing him is going to be way more work than he originally planned. Chu Josi pulls his weapon from thin air and wonders what the hell is actually going on. He suspects this is the work of that assassin guild. Norio likes his sharp eyes but still feels some regret. Chuosi goes on high alert when he senses an ambush coming from directly behind him. The second attacker is Segi, a human assassin. Level 30 with 30,500 combat power. Chu Josi is totally shocked. That sneak attack gets shut down instantly by Chu Josi's blade. The system triggers ultimate physique, cranking up his muscle speed and reaction time for a short burst. Chu Josi knows without this skill, he would be dead meat against that level 30 pro. Sahi stares at Norio. Norio flinches for a split second. Suddenly, Chu Josi gets blasted straight out of the room. Facing 2 heavy hitters in a tight space is a nightmare. Luckily, the system helps him land on his feet. Ultimate physique keeps pumping power directly into his legs. Mario and Sahi are perched on the roof, watching Chu Josi from above. Chu Josi grips his blade tight, figuring these 2 are just hired hitmen sent to end him. He points his sword and swears he never did anything to deserve this. Norio just laughs and says they are on a mission and he is just having a bad day. Sai narrows his eyes in a dangerous way, demanding to know how a level 12 warrior managed to dodge his near-perfect strike. Narelle admits he dodged her magic too. They just need to bring him in alive to finish the job. Both vanish instantly. Segi lunges at his right side while Norio strikes from the left. Chu Josi moves like a ghost, dodging every single move they throw. Norio is losing it because her attack failed. Sai cannot believe the kid is still dodging. Chu Josi locks in, grips his blade, and summons a massive bolt of lightning from the sky to strike them down. The 2 assassins back off immediately, totally caught off guard by the counterattack. Lightning crashes down, but Norio throws up a shield. Segi growls that the kid got lucky because of his level. He unleashes more power, charging with daggers and mocking the level 12 for even trying to fight back against them. Sparks fly as Sagi's attacks pour in, but Chuosi parries every single one of them. Norio jumps in from the side to remind Chu Josi she is still there. He takes a hit and winces in pain. Chu Josi grits his teeth in rage. Is taking on 2 high levels at once actually impossible for him? Sei is actually impressed. Finding a level 12 this tough is basically unheard of. Norio tells him to just drop the weapon and surrender. He snaps back, like I would ever listen to you losers. He wonders if it is time to risk everything and call out the Heavenly King Hammer. Suddenly, the system warns him as a blinding light fills the area. Where is all this energy coming from? Panic sets in as the pressure around him skyrocketing. Chu Josi steps forward with a massive guardian shadow behind him until a very familiar voice rings out. Chu Joji, what are you hiding? He looks up, completely caught off guard. Recognizing the voice, Kevin points at him and triggers a secret exploding technique. A spear lunges forward, piercing his chest as Chu Josi coughs up a mouthful of blood. He stares in total disbelief at what just happened. Chu Josi squeezes his fists and lets out a scream of pure rage. Master Kevin floats high above the chaos while the battle rages in the dust below. Kevin floats there calmly, saying that removing the darkness and branding the secret into him was a smart move. He asks if that weird energy is the true source of the kid's talent. Clutching his wound, he asks if everything Kevin ever said was just a big lie. Kevin sneers at him. This world is not for the soft. You are way too naive. I thought you were playing nice, but you are just stupid. Norio realizes that Master Kevin had to step in personally. Seg brags that with those injuries, the kid cannot run. Kevin nods and thanks the two of them. He promises them a special level-up pill tomorrow if they provide the ingredients. They agree instantly. The system explains it is a rare pill that breaks level limits. Kevin smirks. One high-end promise is all it takes to make people obey his every command. Kevin looks down coldly and tells Chuozi to stop resisting. Since the secret is branded on his chest, he will keep the kid alive while he is completely helpless. Chu Josi chokes out a question, asking why he is being treated like this when he never did anything wrong. Kevin just stares into his eyes. He spat out every word. Your refining talent is a threat to me, so you have to go. Blame your own weakness, kid. Chu Josi just flashed a twisted, bitter grin. So that is how it is. He mocked him. Master Kevin, the big genius, is actually scared of me? Pathetic. Kevin lost it, veins popping as his eyes burned with pure rage. He charged up a beam of light and screamed, "Get lost! I am ending your ability to think forever." Chu Joy-D gritted his teeth, clutching his bloody wound. Forlin rushed in to stop the madness, begging her master to show some mercy. Kevin shot her a nasty look. Forlin, you followed me here? She trembled, stammering that this whole fight with Chu Josi was just a misunderstanding. I will apologize for him. Please, just stop. Kevin just stared back with ice in his eyes. You are too green to get this. It is none of your business. Leave now or get punished. Sweat beaded on her forehead as she hesitated. Kevin did not hesitate, blasting her back. Then, he unleashed his ultimate trump card. The move was called Destruction. Chu Josi, today is officially your last day on Earth. The system says destruction magic is brutal, pumping massive energy into the target mind to rot them from the inside. Forlin sobbed, screaming for Chu Dio. Seji stood by with arms crossed. Destruction? What did he do to make Master that mad? Narilo shrugged. Poking a bear like Kevin only leads to a funeral. Chu Josi just stood his ground, unfazed. Is that it? Kevin dropped low, ready to deliver the killing blow. System alert. Divine Choice update is 10% complete. Absorbing surrounding energy now to repair the user mangled body. A purple glow swallowed him whole. A violent gale ripped through the area, sending dust and jagged rocks flying everywhere. Kevin shielded his eyes, stunned as his own power was drained in a heartbeat. Narilo rushed over, shocked that the kid was still breathing. Forlin stared in awe, whispering his name. His gruesome wounds were literally stitching themselves back together. He realized Forlin had bought him enough time to actually stay in the fight. Chu Di knew that secret item in his chest saved him. The system threw a red alert for lethal damage, then triggered an emergency upgrade to rebuild his body. He exhaled, finally healing up. But this system update needs constant energy. If anyone breaks his concentration, his body will just snap back to its broken state. A bolt of lightning charred his skin. His voice went ice cold. Looks like I am fresh out of options. System. Summon the Heavenly King Hammer. It is either you or me. A massive thunder dragon manifested right above his head. Even if my body shatters from the pain, I am ending this. Golden light surged from his palms. This is where it all stops. The Heavenly King Hammer appeared. Chu Josi gripped it tight, ignoring the system warnings that his level was too low to handle this much power. Forcing this move will drain massive amounts of energy. His body took a beating while the update ran. The hammer kept repairing him, shredding his muscles and regrowing them instantly in a cycle of pure agony. Kevin glared. The kid, mind and body were being ripped apart by that power, yet he just kept regenerating over and over. That aura is unstable and terrifying. How the hell is he pulling this off? We cannot sleep on that hammer. Seji scrambled over to stand right by Kevin's side. Master, this kid is a freak. We have to team up and kill him now, Narilo added, his voice shaking. That the magic wave patterns were failing. No more waiting. The system blared a warning. 10% of the hammer power is loose. The body damage levels are fluctuating like crazy right now. Chu Josi looked like a god of war with that hammer. This disaster became his chance. As the weapon shredded him, the system rebuilt him even stronger. Clinging to life, the system warned him. The duration of this power surge was a total mystery. He lunged forward like a maniac. If I am going down, I am crushing everything first. Seeing the danger, Kevin threw up a defensive spell. Luckily, he deployed an energy shield just in time to stop Chu Josi assault. Safe behind the barrier, Seiji just smirked. What an idiot. You are not breaking through this double energy shield, no matter what. But before he finished, Chu Josi shattered Kevin's defense like glass. The three of them froze in horror as their supposedly invincible defense was torn apart like paper. Chu Josi glared down at them like they were bugs. I told you already, I am going to rip you all apart. Bon stumbled through the dark woods, his body a mess of scars and blood. A cold wind whipped the dead leaves, creating an eerie rustle. Sakura trailed behind him, totally relaxed. His vibe was pure confidence and calm. Bon panicked and begged, "Please have mercy. I am so sorry. Let me go." Sakura pulled his hood down and asked, "Mercy for you? Did you show my father mercy back then?" He frantically denied it. "I was not the mastermind behind it all. I was just following orders." Behind Sakura, red-eyed spirits emerged, whispering that he was about to join the old Beast King in the afterlife. "Look, miss." Sola's face went dark, but her eyes stayed razor-sharp. "You weren't the boss, but you're still an accomplice. Every single name is written down. I'm hunting down everyone who shamed and hurt my father." Bun waved his hands, begging, "Miss, I was forced. I had zero choice. Your father's enemy is the current King Beast's dad. He threatened to end me if I didn't obey." Skira smirked, gripping her sword hilt. "Don't sweat it. Your buddies will be joining you in the afterlife soon." He pulled his blade to defend himself. "If you really want my head, get ready to fight." Clutching an old chest wound, he realized there was no escape left. Sura got into a stance, cold as ice. "Stop calling me miss." Suddenly, she lunged like a gale, unleashing her ultimate saturated storm skill. Sakura glared at him with pure disgust, her voice chilling him to the bone. Totally crushed, Bai's eyes rolled back as he gasped, "You actually mastered your father's flower storm technique." Secula pulled out a notebook and said calmly, "You losers, just sit tight and wait for the end." She stepped closer to check Bison's body. Who knew she would find him while plotting Kevin's assassination? That gatekeeper secretly let the enemy inside back then. Looted 6 gold coins, 4 mid-grade mana potions, 8 mid-grade healing pots, and 1 mid-grade item. He was a weakling, but fast. It took me a minute to hunt him down, but no one who betrayed my dad gets away. Suddenly, Taola's eyes widened as a cold shiver shot straight down her spine. She stared toward the capital, totally confused. What was this awful, sinking feeling? Without a second of hesitation, she blasted off, flying straight ahead. Master is in trouble. The night sky turned chaotic as thunder roared over and over. Cut to Chu Josi writhing in agony, groaning that he can't take the pain. His whole body shook violently, bones crushing while his soul burned like fire. Just how strong is the Heavenly King hammer? Can the Divine Choice system even fix this much damage? Warning. Body damage has reached 60%. If it hits 100%, your physical form will be destroyed. Seeing Chu Josi's power, Norio and Saihi panicked and asked Kevin, "Master, who the hell is this guy? This pressure is way beyond level 12. "What is his actual level?" Kevin answered casually. "You guys are morons. That is just a special skill. Can't you see he is constantly taking heavy damage? It is likely a move that sacrifices his own life. Nothing surprising at all. On me." Both of them obeyed and charged at Chu Josi, who was holding the dragon hammer. Saihi yelled a threat. "Kid, I am ending you in one hit. Do not go blaming me." Chu Josi didn't say a word. He just smirked, making Saihi freeze. His eyes bugged out, his body completely paralyzed. System warning. The Heavenly King Hammer is a supreme lightning relic. Owners emit high voltage around their bodies. Enemies without shock resistance will be paralyzed instantly. Chu Josi mocked Sai. "Hi, you want to get close? Got a death wish?" Then he landed a direct hit on his enemy. Lightning bolts instantly covered the entire area. In the blink of an eye, Chu Josi had taken down the assassin. Enemy neutralized. Target, human. Class, level 30 assassin. Combat power, 30,500. The system asked if he wanted to absorb enemy energy to upgrade. Chu Josi agreed, but things were getting worse. Warning, energy absorbed. Upgrade progress at 48%. Warning, body damage is nearing the collapse limit of 66%. Kevin watched the battle and warned his students to stay away from close combat. He got wary as Chu Josi approached. Norio also freaked out, sensing something weird about the energy around the kid. An assassin taken out in one shot? No way, he is just level 12. "Master Kevin, I don't want the drugs. I surrender." Chu Josi smirked with interest. Surrendering already? The system flashed red alerts as his body damage hit 70%. Even so, he stayed cool. Aren't you guys gonna try and kill me again? A golden pillar of light tore through the night sky. Even though the enemy gave up, Chu Josi moved with speed. By the time he faced Norio, it was already too late. Norio's eyes caught a glimpse of him as he screamed in terror. This speed is fast as lightning. Chu Josi swung the dragon hammer, sending Norio flying back several meters. With too much power used, the upgrade progress reached 63%. Veins popped in Chu Josi's arm from the strain. Warning: body damage is nearing the collapse limit of 76%. Kevin wasn't happy watching this. Useless trash. I wanted them to distract Chu Josi while I waited for my opening. That jerk is trying to drag me down with that weird power. Suddenly, Kevin flashed a creepy grin, like he had a backup plan. Kevin floated into the air, a magic circle appearing behind him. You really think you can take down a genius like me? Not a chance. You know the power of the laws. Chu Josi looked up at his opponent. The laws of earth, wind, and lightning from ancient legends possess absolutely terrifying destructive power. Kevin pulls his staff, smirking. Didn't think you would push me to use the power of law. Not bad, kid. He immediately unleashes his ultimate. Lightning, earth, and ice roar through the air as a blinding neon green light swallows every inch of the space. Chu Josi stands his ground, gasping for air. Should I use it? Show me what you have really got, then. But his body is cooked. System warning. Sky King Hammer is forcing a power release. Physical damage at 86%. Chu Josi scans the field. This is it. This is the true power of law. Giving it everything, he hoists the hammer and screams, I will trade my life for more power. The system is literally melting down. Warning: 30% of the Sky King Hammer's power has been forced open. System alert: body damage at 93%. Only 30 seconds left.